some motherfucker
All right,
at that meet.
yes. Okay.
I love this.
Sara is in charge. Pierre, Chris, and I are not part of the conversation. You might see our funny ass faces.
Keep us in line.
6 hours later. So fun Taco Bell, we canceled the Mexican pizza.
Live Moss.
Alright, everyone, just go ahead and hit record. You're rolling.
Okay, awesome.
Floor's locked.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah, right. Off to a great start. Welcome to our discussion on model safety and photo meet culture. We're going to start off with some introductions. So my name is Sara. I am a model, photographer, and coach. I've been going to photo meets for about 2 years.
My name, you guessed it, is also Sara. I'm also a model, have been modeling in DC since 2019, so been a few years now, been around to a few different meets, and looking forward to talking.
Hi, my name is Kyana. I have been going to meets for about a year now, and I'm a model. I also like to make clothes, so yeah.
Hey guys, my name's Paula. I've been modeling at the photo meets for about 2 years, same as Sara. That's actually where we met. I model, I style, I do a little creative direction. I just picked up a camera, so, thank you. So, yeah, that's me.
Hi, my name is Glendy. I go by Glendy Beatriz on IG. I've been going to street meets since 2019, so about 4 years. I started out modeling, though I used to do photography back in the day, but now I'm primarily focusing on photography. And I generally just like to do anything that's creative and anything that involves groups of people. And yeah, so this is going to be a good conversation.
Awesome. Yeah. So in general, what is your just outlook on photo meets, just without going into too many details?
I'll go first. So I love the idea of photo meets, the creativity, the meeting new people, stuff like that. Obviously there are, pros and cons to everything. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, meeting new people is always obviously a great, like for me personally, you're at home, you're not having much going on, and somebody invites you, it's a great excuse to meet somebody. I remember one of the first ones, I think third one that I did with Sara was, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. You want to go to a street meet and we'll hang out and we'll just,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's a good excuse. So it's definitely a good excuse, I guess, to
Get outside.
people, get outside, get out of your house. Something healthy to do. You can go out to a club, you can go drinking, but I mean, I like streaming.
This is actually dare.
A good weekend excursion, you know what I'm saying?
It's a good thing. It's a good way to start the day, we did. We just had a couple cocktails and the street needed.
Yeah.
Pre-game.
Big expectations for the next street meet.
Is street meet the pre-game to the drinks, or is drinks the pre-game to street meet?
You pre-game both.
Both, yeah.
Sara.
I like that one. Yep. So I go to street meets, and I really like my experience there. I feel like it's a great way to meet people, and you're both kind of throwing ideas back and forth at each other, and you can express how do I say it?
Your creativity?
Yeah, express your creativity, and you can see what you guys create in that moment, and I think that's really awesome. So that's my take on it. I really like it.
Word, I agree with all that. Also, though, I definitely, most of the network that I have in DC started from street meet.
Same.
And other meets, because everyone goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a huge network of photographers and models and stylists and everything in between. There's designers there who bring their own clothing, at least a few times. And that's where everything started in DC for me, and started modeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's as much as it is fun, it's also just a wild networking opportunity that I'm so thankful for.
Honestly, to bounce off of what you just said, I have a friend who isn't with us today, but we all know her, and she told me that Street Meet was literally the jumping off point to her whole modeling career, and she's forever grateful for it. I think that every city has something very similar to Street Meet, hopefully at least. It's literally just a beautiful thing. I mean, you're literally just connecting the entire city, whether you're just a casual viewer once, or you're an inspired person, or you're legitimately trying to start a whole business. I mean, it's a great thing what they're doing, and it's a great thing that we do here in DC.
Yeah, because your like modeling career kind of jumped off of photo meets, right?
It did, yeah. So when I moved to DC is when I started modeling back in 2019, and some photographer reached out to me on Instagram. We had a cool shoot, and then he was like, "You should start going to Street Meet." So the first one I went to is up in Silver Spring. I don't remember where it was. If anyone knows what it was, shout it out. Back in 2019, early 2020.
Because there was one in Silver Spring. I think I went to.
Either way, though, it was awesome. It was so much fun. I was like, I had a hell of a time. But yeah, so from there, a lot of my photos in my portfolio that have built me into the model that I am today, and that I show to agencies, that I show to shows, and what get me booked for things. A lot of those photographers are Street Meet photographers that I met at Street Meet. They're the ones that, jump-started my career, and the ones that I continue to work with today. And I trust them to build me up and, build them up as well. So
that's great. Yeah, I've had a lot of similar experiences to what y'all have talked about like, for me, I think the networking and just the community is the biggest draw for me. Like, I met I think I've met almost like you three all from photo meets. You I knew before, but you dragged
in a very interesting one, Sarah, you and me.
Back in the good old days.
Oh, period.
But Glendy was like invited me, I think, to my first photo meet. So yeah, like I love just the community aspect, and like you were talking about, like just the creativity that can happen, and like the spontaneous moments there and stuff like that. And so like we already started talking about it a little bit, but like what are the biggest benefits to photo meets? What are your favorite parts, or just the positives?
I think for me it's friends. Like definitely the friends that I've made. It's really nice like to actually like feel the community's there for you as well. So for me it's that. Yeah.
Same, because you might not always get great pictures back. You might not always get pictures back at all. But you will meet someone.
At least one person.
At least one person. You will meet. You will meet one person at least. New. Even if it's a friend of a friend. You will at least listen. You'll meet someone new. You'll get a new person on your Rolodex.
For me, I think it's also definitely like the friendships I've made has been one of the biggest like pluses. Like I have made so many friends outside of like we may have started as just models together, but now I consider them very real friends, lovely people here. But yeah, and like the networking is definitely really helpful. Like sometimes I feel like after a meet, I'm just like reconnected. If it's been a while since I've been to one and I go to one, I was like, oh, look at all these people, and like here I am, like we're back in the community as opposed to just doing shoots here or there. I definitely like really value that feeling of like knowing all these people and being able to create with them and just being connected to all of these creative outlets.
I think it's really important what you're saying, because it's like you're basically saying there's safety in numbers as well. You feel more like protected that way.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, honestly, too. Because
the more we know each other, the more we can like talk to each other. The more we build a little community. It's like, hey, all these people, like these are the people that we, check them out. Yeah, that person's not so cool. I don't know.
For sure.
Because models definitely talk.
Yeah, we all talk.
Models definitely talk.
Talk a lot.
They all talk to everybody.
Oh. You want me to do that take again?
No.
Okay, all right. So how close? Like this? Right here?
Okay. Just in front of you, not underneath your chin. It's like a distraction.
Okay.
You know what, too, though? The checking in point, I think it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's a lot of models and there's a lot of photographers in DC. And there's no, like, central point for all of us to meet up, right? It's not like, I don't know, there's no, like, big convention that I know of, right, that we all meet up at. It's like we all have our own things going on, but it's cool that the meets are like a central meetup point. You all just kind of check in with each other. And I like too, and I'm sure you all feel the same way, because obviously we've all been around and have been experienced, is that you go to the next street meet and all of a sudden you're directing the other models. And people are asking you for advice. And you're like, oh, okay, so now I'm not just the model. Now I'm being seen as a mentor, and I'm being seen as a friend to people. And I love the like growth as you go through these meets and start to build your network and meet all these people.
I absolutely love that, because I coach every once in a while, but I more mentor a lot of new models. And I always tell them about the meets. I tell them, you know, the pros and the cons. Here's what you need to know. But like, these are great opportunities. And then I get to go to them with my new models. And like, I have been like pulled aside by like, once a photographer had brought his like younger daughter, and he brought me aside not to shoot me, but so that I could help direct his daughter, because like he understood and valued what I knew as a model. And it was just so affirming, and so like it was just like such a confidence boost to like know that I am seen as something or someone that they can rely on for posing advice, for safety advice, for whatever. So I love that you brought that up.
Absolutely.
I actually so my friend, she recently started modeling too, and that was the other thing that she brought up, was that it's a big confidence boost to be shooting in general, and like, you know, like it's really nice. So I definitely agree with like that you can mentor, and then well, I don't really mentor, but my friends my friends, they like see, they're like, oh my gosh, that's cool, I want to get into it. And then I'm just like, yes, please. And she just got done with the shoot, and that's exactly what she told me. She was like, I feel a lot more confident in myself, and I really love that. So I also got that too from doing the shoots.
That's actually really interesting you said that, because like, I know we're talking about modeling, but that made me think about me as a photographer.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, everybody's a model. I mean, everybody is, right? Your clients, you want to make them feel special. And when they see their own photos, you know, they feel confident, they feel beautiful. And that's really what it's all about. You know, this is supposed to be a positive experience.
Yeah.
And
So it's really rewarding for photographers too.
Yeah, I also love how accessible it is.
True.
Like, it's not any, like, you don't have to pay for most of them. Like, you don't have to, like, fill out forms.
Stress
or, like,
about
do
tickets
anything.
and
you don't
stuff.
have to have any qualifications. I love being able to help, especially the newer photographers who, like, they will be outright and say, like, I haven't picked up a camera in years or something. And I was like, listen, man, like, you do your thing. I will do all the modeling. Like, you just take the pictures. We're gonna create something good. Like, I love
just take the picture.
you know what I mean? But like,
but vice versa,
yeah.
that works with the
And the models
model
too.
as well.
Yeah, like being able to just go out there. It's such a good portfolio starter.
Yeah.
It's such a good way. Like, if you have no connections in the community, to just meet a bunch of people at once. Like, I love how easy it is for people with less experience to just dive in and like be just inundated with the community and all the creativity happening. So yeah, that's awesome. So we've talked about the positives a little, but I do want to talk about some of the negatives. So are there any? She said, "I'm ready."
And we could talk a long time about the positives, honestly, but
Yeah.
I mean, we have to talk about them. Because
So I would love to hear about some of your negative experiences.
She exhaled.
Your negative experiences with PhotoMeet.
How about you start?
You're ready to start.
I'll start.
I'm ready for you to start.
I mean, you know, I feel like the biggest issue with just being a model at these photo meets is getting your pictures back.
And on time, not 6
You
months
know,
later.
it's just getting your pictures back. Because I just feel like at the end of the day, models are there to network. They are there to connect. You know, that's what we said our best part of this is. It's not just a networking event at the end of the day. You know, it is a photo meet for us to meet and take photos. So just get the pictures back. And then talk to the models before you post the pictures. I think that is like a real big pet peeve of mine, is when they just post the pictures. They don't tag you. You know what I'm saying?
They
don't find you.
Like,
Someone sends it to you. They're like, "This is a good pic. Never seen that
You
before."
know what I'm saying? Never seen it. Don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's okay to post them. Nobody's saying you can't post them. Nobody's saying you can't, promote your own things, but just get the pictures back to the models that you shot, because at the end of the day, the models are in there shooting. Like, they are also creating with you, so they deserve the product as well. That's all I had to say.
And side note to that is, obviously, this is all TFP. This is all trade for print. It's all on everyone's time. And so there's like a respect for each other's time that I think is not always respected by all parties. And going off of, we're models, we show up, we hope for the best, for at least like one good shot out of it. And like normally you get more than one good shot if you get the photos back, like you said. But the other thing too is that as the photographer is taking these shots, they know for the most part if it is a good photo or not. So they know if they're going to be using that. The models, I don't know what the hell you took. I do not know what this looks like.
No
so
idea.
So if I'm working my ass off in front of the camera and I get that back and it looks whack, if I get that back 4 months later and it looks whack, I'm gonna be pretty upset. And I don't know if I'm gonna want to go to another one. So just a respect for the time and understanding that the people in front of you want a good picture just as much as you do, and you both have to work for that.
And you could always say that you took bad pictures. That is okay. Nobody's gonna be mad at you that you didn't get good shots in. Like we said, this is all like varying experience levels. Everybody knows that like things are going on. It's not gonna be a perfect shot every time. That's okay. You could just say, oh, like the pictures didn't come out well, I'd still love to shoot with you, or I'm glad I met you. That's okay. But if I shot with you for 30 minutes and I never hear anything about it ever again, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
It's personal.
Yeah.
that is personal.
It's personal.
See, like, we do everything, like, beforehand. What you don't see is, like, we get our hair done, like, makeup done, nails, outfits, all of that. So it's just, like, definitely just say, hey, like, it's going to take this long. Like, just, giving, like, a time estimate is kind of, like,
nice.
It's nice. Like, some photographers do it. Newer photographers, I understand, like, they might not know, like, okay, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but like my photos are done. Here you go. Like
they can ballpark it too. Like,
girl,
you don't have to be
I know,
like, it's
I
gonna
know,
be
I know,
like,
I know
like
what
it's
you
gonna
do.
be there in like 2 to 3 months.
Girl, no, I got you.
You don't need to send me a calendar invite.
You take how long it took you to get ready as your rate per hour, and then you multiply it by how long they shot you.
Right.
That's how long you have to get it back to me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay.
Period. That's good.
It makes sense. It does make sense.
That's right.
Whatever that means.
Like, I get it. When we do the street meets, there's like a bunch of models. Like, there's like literally like usually plus 20 of us. So like, okay, I can understand it taking like a month long to get back, but like at least, like
Get back
to us, let us know. That's really just, I think, the most important part. And if, like you said, like if the photos don't look good, like, hey, sorry, just say it.
Just
Communicate.
Yeah,
communicate.
Or like if you even take the moment to even exchange contacts, I think that's really that is the actual like
Minimum.
handshake to exchange.
The bare minimum.
I
Bare
think that
minimum.
is it.
Bare
I think
minimum.
exchanging contacts
Bare
or
minimum.
Instagram is literally the, hey, we are exchanging this. Because there are people who creep, right? And they're just like,
in the
they're taking the
background,
weirdest shot. You see
behind
the
a
people,
trash
you see the
can.
people that
Yeah.
go between the legs and they're like, and you're like, bro, what are you even trying to like? What kind of picture are you trying to take?
Not
of me
even
right now?
exaggerating.
And
You're
I
100%
literally, I
right.
think I have how many pictures of myself where I look like,
It's like
because like I'm literally looking at you like,
What are you
bro,
doing?
what are you taking a picture of me right now? This is me and half the pictures that street me.
Here, maybe
Those are the ones you get back too.
pose for one more time. Maybe they want to take the picture. Like,
That's when I literally walk away. I'm like, I think I'm done here because I get all awkward and shit. I'm like, okay, thanks.
oh no.
This is paparazzi over.
Also, y'all can ask when you want to shoot.
Paparazzi gets so uncomfortable.
please ask when you want to shoot. Don't just shoot, because nobody if I don't know that you're shooting me, I'm not gonna pose for you. And not only am I not gonna pose for you, it just won't make sense when you're like, oh, this model like doesn't take good pictures, and you're like behind me or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no idea you're there. I'm not gonna. It makes no sense for me to like shoot for you, and I have no idea you're there.
Or like fucking say hello.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, you good?
I've made
no, you get-
full blown eye contact with photographers after we've shot, and I've never seen them before, and they don't ask for my Instagram, and I'm looking at them like, do you want my Instagram?
Because what are you doing with these pictures?
Like, what the hell did you just
Because
do?
what are you doing with these pictures?
I'm just hanging out.
Literally
Because what are
had,
you
like,
doing?
I had been shooting with a bunch of photographers, as you do, and then I like obviously stepped out of where I was shooting, and I was talking with one individually, exchanging information, just chatting with them, as you do. And this man comes up behind the person I'm talking to, and is just like while I'm talking to this person, like my mouth is open, I am not looking at anyone, and I had to, this has happened all the time, but this specific time I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not modeling right now, please delete whatever you just took. Like, girl, I was
Because I'm not about to look goofy. Because I'm not about to look goofy. Because I'm not about to look goofy.
Like, are you talking about that one time we were at streaming? But I'm like, I'm sure that you've done this.
This has happened several times. At this point,
We were
like,
literally
I'll just tell
talking.
them
They're
straight
just
up.
like snaps up, and we're like, bro, we're just conversing.
Mouth open, eyes
It's like,
closed.
there's
like
a
this.
candid. We love a candid.
We
right?
love a good
But
candid.
There's a time and a
There's a
place
difference.
to take a candid. The
There's a
candid is
difference.
not while I'm networking with someone else. Like, it's not. You're not even getting like. It's not like a cute look at them. They're networking. No, it's just me with
not
my
looking
mouth
cute.
half open with like a water bottle in my hand. Like, it's not cute. Like,
If you just
And
ask
by
me,
the
I
way,
promise
we're
I'll
talking
get
about
you
you
a picture.
too.
Yeah, like-
we're ranting about you while you're taking your photos. So
literally,
is about you.
literally, if you just ask, I will step out for 5 seconds, give you a cute little pose, and then continue my conversation. Or I'll say,
It doesn't take
"Hey,
that long.
I'll grab you after I'm done with this
It
conversation."
doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long. It does not take that long.
for this show. It doesn't take that long.
But yeah, I think that there's just like a really big problem with photographers not valuing models as people. I feel sometimes like they see us as
Mannequins.
like mannequins or just like a still life for them to get some content off of. Like, you can't yell at us.
Not
don't
at all.
touch us.
Not
I
at
think
all.
Some people have mentioned like, don't try to like pose me manually. I don't know you. Even if I've met you before,
It's
I don't know
weird.
you.
It's
like,
weird.
Don't assume it.
I had a photographer literally call me a doll.
Ew.
And that was
Don't do
the
that. Hey, don't do
most
that.
uncomfortable moment
Don't.
I had. And that was just the one time. I mean, I was like, that rarely happens.
Yeah.
But that did happen at that point in time. Another photographer heard that. He was like, he gave the face, and I was also giving the face. I was like, I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah, don't call your models dolls.
Sweetie,
Sweetheart, love.
mannequin.
baby.
You have first names, learn them. I get
That-
people that call me by like Miss O'Grady. I'm not a school teacher, guys.
Please don't
Like,
call her Miss
literally,
O'Grady.
like, my name is Sara. You can address me as, wait for it,
Sarah.
Bro, or just be fucking normal. Like, you see her posing, take the photo.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Like,
don't when
be
she's not. The fuck?
That's it.
It's should be easy.
And I listen. We get some good sexy photos out there sometime. If you're feeling yourself, if you're looking good, take a photo of me. But I swear to God, don't go, yeah. Don't make noises. There's been multiple times where this is
That's
in
disgusting.
Public, in public.
That's disgusting.
Where I've heard photographers make noises like that, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on to the next pose. That's whack. I'm so upset that you did that. And like, was it a good
ruined.
photo? Probably. Fine, sure. But like, don't do that.
There's a difference between doing that and then hyping a model up. There's a big difference. Yeah, because
Right.
yeah.
That's where I was like gauging. I was like, wait, what were they trying to do with that? What was their purpose? But
I
you're
mean,
right,
it was a
maybe
fire
they were
photo. I
trying
got
to
it
hype
back.
you
It was
up,
a good ass
but
photo,
in
but
a
they didn't have to
really
do that.
dumbass way.
Yeah.
As a general rule, like, to photographers, if you want to compliment a model, compliment what they're doing
Yeah.
and not what they look like.
Yeah.
Because, like, we know we look good, right? You don't have to tell us we
We're
look
literal
hot.
models.
Don't tell me that
We're
my
literal
legs look
models.
Really good. You know, I don't want to hear that.
I know
But-
I have long legs.
Yeah,
I
like,
know
you
they
don't
look
have to
good.
tell
I
me.
know
But
they're
what
tan.
You can say,
Don't
No,
say
no
it.
sound bites, no onomatopoeias,
Y'all know
no
Sarah's
none of that.
sexy as fuck, but-
None of that.
What
None
you
of
can
that.
say is like, oh, I love that pose, or like, oh, you seem so natural, or like compliment my skill as a model, compliment what I'm doing.
Because
Even
it is a
compliment
skilled
my
thing.
outfit. Be like, that's a fire
It
outfit.
is a skilled thing.
But like, don't call me hot, or don't compliment my body parts. That's weird. Like, if I know you really well and we have a certain relationship, every once in a while, stuff like that, it's like okay, but never assume you have that relationship with a person.
And no matter,
I call other models every day. I'll be like, girl, you look so hot.
We can do it. We can do it.
That does not mean you can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it to each other.
no matter how attractive you think you are, none of the models want to date you.
No.
Nobody's going there to date, really. Realistically, this is a social photo meet. This is a social networking photo meet. Nobody's going there to get anybody's numbers. Nobody's going there to find the love of their lives. You are probably not the love of their life. Just be realistic in what you're doing.
It's a photo meet.
It's a photo meet. Stop being weird.
Fotografía.
I don't
para
care.
Los que no hablan inglés.
Look, I don't care how bad the model
Se
is.
llama-
I don't
se
care
dice-
how attractive
se
she
dice
is.
fotografía para los que no sepan.
Damn, that went off the rails.
I love it.
But 100% right.
Yeah.
She's speaking true. This is what we talk about when
True.
we're not in front of y'all. So.
Like,
No, period. You're
And
right.
Also, yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I don't feel like it's like the best idea to bring up like where you're at in your relationship, like because I've gotten like
There's no point.
sometimes it's maybe for another time. Like if you're feeling the vibe, if you caught a vibe from someone, make sure the vibe is actually there, and then maybe you can talk about your relationships.
Send the photos first, and then you can talk about the vibes.
Probably not.
Because that shows commitment.
look, and respectability for people's times
You know, I
and
get
energy.
my number unless I get that Google Drive link. Like,
Let's be realistic. At least give us what we
give
came
and take.
for first.
TFP.
Yeah.
At least give us what we came
and then
for.
receive.
Or don't receive. You don't need to receive. Sometimes you can just give and we'll just take it. That's fine. That can be our relationship.
And that
You
could
can
be
show up
it.
to a
And that could
street
be
and
the
just
end.
take pictures and give the picture.
And that could be the
Amazingly,
end.
That's kind of what they're for.
Right.
So.
Literally.
Also,
Big networks. No. I was just gonna say, it. and you know what? Everyone is so friendly.
Yeah.
You know, is what the point of this is that everyone is so friendly at streaming, so friendly. So I know it's kind of giving Wisconsin. Sorry, I'm
Are you
talking
from
not.
Wisconsin?
No,
Are you from Wisconsin?
It's definitely not.
Oh, okay.
But there's a time and place for everything, and there's a time and place for talking a certain way at street meet and at portrait or any meet that you do, right? Any meet that you do, there's a certain time and place for things. If Mal's not feeling it, cut it, And also, someone can be nice to you, and they can just be nice to you because they're like a nice person. They're a
Because
nice
people
model.
are nice.
People are nice. You're doing them a
want
favor.
something.
You're taking a good picture. They're just gonna be nice to you, and just leave it at that. And I think that a lot of times, I've talked to a lot of models who feel this way, and I'm sure you all feel this way, is that in the industry, you have to be nice, right? You can't be a model
Regardless.
and be a bitch.
Regardless.
It's just, it's not gonna happen. You can't be a diva. As much as you think that people are diva, you can't be a diva. You can't be a bitch. You have to be nice. You have to be smiling. And I think a lot of times that is taken the wrong way, and it's so hard. And I think it makes a lot of models, someone used this word earlier, it makes you jaded, right, to like the whole experience and like talking to people, and it's like, and that sucks, so I mean, we're laughing about all these experiences, but like for real, that shit, like it gets annoying.
It gets tiring. It definitely gets tiring. Like, being the good person, being the nice person, being the person that's like, oh, I'm gonna go into these photo meets and I'm gonna try to network. I'm gonna try to meet new people, and then you just have weird men in your DMs, asking weird random questions about things that have nothing to do with anything that you talked about, anything to do with the photos y'all took. There's really no reason. I think I just want to reiterate this one time. There is no reason for you to assume that a model finds you attractive. There is no reason for you to assume that a model wants to date you. There's really no reason for you to assume that a person wants to date you or find you attractive unless they actively say so. There's a lot of assumptions that happen for no reason. Just because a person smiles at you, just because a person's like, oh, these pictures are great, like, I'd love to work with you again, does not mean they want to date you or they want anything else. Leave people alone.
I feel like it's a lot like food service.
I'm so serious.
Right?
I'm
I used
so
to be
serious.
like a waitress. It's the same concept of like, if you're working in like food service or customer service, it is your job, literally
To be
required
nice.
of you by your boss.
To be
You don't
nice.
usually have bosses, but like to be
Mm-hmm.
nice and friendly, like that's part of what you do. That does not mean we ever like you, even a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's literally just this is the standard of what we have to do.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a business transaction, no matter what it is, whether it's
Has to be done
the
with a
beauty
smile.
industry, the fashion industry, the financial industry, whatever the fuck, like we all are respectful to each other and we all are nice to each other, right? But you know, it just gets to the point where there are dark sides to every industry. And at first we might talk about it all jokingly, but there's some shit that happens.
Like
You know, it can start snowballing and
Yeah.
stuff if you don't take care of it and you cut it.
Yep. And just in general, like the lack of respect that I have experienced, and I think some of you have too. We've had
Crazy.
instances together,
Crazy. In the
like,
woods.
in the woods.
In
So
the
I was
woods.
thinking about a different one, but also that one. But like, so
many.
that first one was
So many.
like a photographer was trying to shoot with Paula, and we had just been chatting. And
Yeah.
He came up and was like, "I want to shoot with you specifically," and I was like,
In the
"Oh."
middle of the conversation,
Yeah.
mind you.
And I was
Don't do
gonna like kind of let them do their thing, and Paula was like, "No, come with." And I was like, "Okay." And we kind of followed him out. Like he wasn't going to shoot with me at all. I was just there. And we followed him out to this location that was very much away from
Everything.
everything else. It was some random tree, like on the tree line away, and he was like going out further and kept going further.
Kept
and was,
trying
like,
to push to go further.
And at some point, we were just like, you know what? I think I saw an interesting place on the other side, over near that building over there, and we just like walked off.
I never got those pictures.
Never got those pictures.
Never got those pictures.
And like the fact that he was trying to like remove you is really sketchy. And like, unfortunately, that's a thing that has to happen. At my first photo meet ever, someone did that for me. They literally took, like the photographer took me down an alleyway, like away from everyone else, and another model that I had just met like for the first time that time. She had like been going to photo meets for a while, and she followed with me and was just like watching the whole time with her arms crossed, kind of out of frame. And then like the photographer started asking about like, oh, can I get a ride with you home? Can I like
That's
follow up on
weird.
this?
That's
Is this a
weird.
man?
Yeah, the photographer was.
Okay, get your own ride.
Yeah, exactly. This was.
How'd
this
you get
man
here?
was-
How'd
Go
you
back
get
that way.
here?
How did
How'd
you
you
get
get
here?
here? Who
Yeah,
brought
this-
you
this
here?
man was probably like 60, maybe 50.
No way.
That's weird. That's freaky.
And the other model
Get your kids to do
literally,
it.
like, took me, and we're just like, we're gonna head
Where are your
back.
children?
Yeah.
Where your children at? Where your dad at?
It's too much.
Where your dad at?
Wild, like the creeps, but also like I was thinking about the other time when we were modeling together at one of the photo meets, and we had like 25 people surrounding us. 'Cause we both
Semicircle.
were
It
in,
was
like,
so much.
beautiful dresses and stuff, and we were feeling it. We were having a good time just posing with each other and everything like that. And then like this man started yelling.
Yelling wild,
He
crazy.
literally was like, what is it gonna take to get both of you to look at the same place at the same time? Like
There was like, there was 25 photographers. I kid you not, like all around us. So many. We were not like, we did not even plan to model together. This was not like a set thing. Like,
Right.
oh, we're doing this. It's us. It's Sara and Paula show. Like that was not even what it was about. We literally just sat down and started shooting. And this man starts screaming. First off, don't yell at anybody.
Don't yell.
There is no reason to yell at anyone. Like, if you want to do a woo, I'm so glad you're here. That's okay. That's literally
Bro,
it.
like
That's
you
the only
said,
reason.
like you said, it was the Sara and the Paula show. So that's what I'm saying. Excuse me, you're in the audience. You can like legitimately like find
that.
your own angle
Yeah,
and your
literally
own
that.
interesting pose.
when there are that many people too, like I have no idea who's around me. I'm not looking at any one person. I'm just moving my gaze around so different people can get different shots.
If you want specific shots,
Because
you
you
have
know-
to be specifically with the
Right.
model.
At
Talk
that
to the
point,
model.
If you have a whole group of people taking your picture, you're not gonna look at anybody anyway
Mhm.
because there's no way to do that. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
The swarm.
The swarm.
The
That's what I
swarm.
think
I
of it
hate the
as.
swarm.
The
That's
swarm
what my
versus the
anxiety
individual shots. I-
No, like modeling helps my anxiety, but I swear to God, it also does not help my anxiety.
It's and
it makes me want to cry.
to derail on that for a second, the swarm. Okay,
The
so
swarm.
we've,
About the
we've
swarm.
all seen this. Okay, so you have the one model show up and then it's just like roll out the red carpet,
Like
right?
you have an idea, right?
Yeah,
Like one person.
and all the photographers, doesn't matter what you're doing. You're in the middle of a shot, don't matter. Don't give a shit. You show up and you start swarming that one model, and listen, it's like a shark. It is, and I am flattered. I am so happy. I'm flattered.
Yeah.
But you got like
Calm down.
5 minutes tops with me standing wherever. I remember this one. God bless Dreamy. I remember this one. Me. We were I don't know somewhere downtown, and and I was standing on this like concrete like road barrier. It was cool. It was fine. You know what I'm talking about. Christmas. Mm-hmm. Farragut North. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and there's a bunch of photographers walking up. I'm like standing on this thing, like, oh, what a cool angle that she's standing. I'm like, yeah, that is cool. So I'm standing there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, everyone's got their shots, right? Nope. Bunch more come up, and it's like, okay, well, I'm tired. Now I'm tired because I have now like hundreds of pictures for myself on this concrete barrier.
Already.
Okay, you get yours. So now I'm standing up there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, are you guys serious? As like, if you see a swarm, right? If you see this happening, just take the picture. Get your
And then
picture and get
leave.
out. Don't yell. Okay, if you're in the swarm, don't yell at me, because then every other photographer there is going to start yelling out directions, and I'm just going to leave. And I'm sick of it. And, and I don't want to do that. And also, side note, if your model is willing to do something risky, and again, love everyone at that meet. No one was particularly strange, or I got some good pics out of it. But I was like, yeah, I'll go in the middle of the street and I'll jump in the middle of the street. We'll get a cool jumping shot. One of the coolest shots I've ever got out of street meet. So I'm jumping in the middle of the road. The swarm goes out in the middle of the road. And I'm like, I got 2 seconds before I get hit by a WMATA bus, okay? So get this shot, and then I'm going. And I swear to God, we did it like 10 times. I had cars honking at me to get out of the way, and I was like, just be respectful. If you see the damn swarm too, just be respectful. Get your shot and get out. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at anyone. Just want to jump in and say that.
You know, a thing that I brought up to Sarah earlier was I do think that one of the main things that can help things like this is just like grouping. Y'all know that it's 25, 30 photographers to one model. Be realistic and just don't go up there yet. That's okay. You can just wait. The model might go back. The model might shoot with you specifically. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to get there and you're going to be angry and annoyed that you can't talk to the model, just don't. You can literally just wait. The photo meets are like 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5. You have time. If you want to really shoot with a model, just wait and shoot with the model.
Yeah, you can literally just walk up to them and be like, hey, like talk to them like a normal person. Like, hey, I really loved what you did there. Here's an idea I have. Not
And
Literally
that's
what
it.
we're there
And
for.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, photographers. Oh my God, you guys can actually have ideas too. Like the models don't always have to do everything for you.
So like,
It's almost like we're there to model.
Oh my God, I know, right? It's so crazy. But it's not like, yeah. But like, it's not like
I've only been in like that swarm like once or twice, but like the one thing I don't know as a model how to do is like kind of like be like, okay, I'm done now. Like,
Just say it.
Just
Say,
say
okay,
it.
I'm
You
done.
got
Or
it.
leave.
Yeah, you just
Or
have
walk
to leave.
away.
Girl,
Walk
no.
away.
What you do is you
Just
don't
walk
talk.
away.
right.
You just walk
Walk away.
Okay.
I will sometimes, like, if I do have a lot of people, I will stop and I'll say, all right, guys, I think I'm going to move to another location or shoot with someone else. And I will
You're
move.
too nice.
Okay.
Sometimes.
You are very nice.
You are very nice.
That's
That
okay.
way
I do
they
the same
don't-
thing. I'm like, you guys can come over here.
I
if
do
you
if
want.
it's a small group. If it's a big group, I'm like, fuck y'all, I'm out of here. Like,
Right.
no, I get really awkward. I get like,
Or you know what? If you have a go-to photographer, you find the one in the
Yep.
crowd. I'll find the, and I'll be
No,
like,
yeah,
oh,
that
you,
too.
yeah, let's go
I'll
over
be
there.
like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, Denny. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know what Denny. I was thinking of Denny's like the diner.
Okay.
No, but
love
no,
Denny.
when you were talking about the whole like, you don't know, you feel like you have to stay on the streets or like pose and stuff. I mean, I gotta say, like, y'all models, like, come on, y'all
You don't have to be that
Y'all
nice.
some strong
You
models.
don't have to be that nice as
You
a
do not
model.
be
You
that
don't.
nice.
You really don't.
You do what you need to do.
This
and
is
you
your
get outta
life,
there.
you know.
are not getting paid. these men are, or these women or men are sometimes
All
not
of
very
them.
respectful.
All of
You know.
So, I mean,
Don't risk your life for a
do
photo.
not-
There's literally no
you do not have
reason.
to feel inclined as a model to stay in one place either.
Mhm.
Seriously, like you don't even have to. I mean, yeah, there are times where you could be like, hey, all right, this is enough. I'm gonna move on to this location if y'all want to come. But half the time, just move on.
It's a photo
Just
meet.
move.
There's
It's a
not
photo
even
meet.
set
You have
places.
no intention.
Mhm.
No intentions.
Mhm.
Not getting paid. Do not forget your value.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's like I'll say it's like the people pleaser in me is just like
I am a people
okay.
person.
Get over
pleaser
it.
too,
You know what I
girl.
mean?
But
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
gotta get over it.
No, I don't know.
go to more. You'll
You gotta get
real
over it.
quick.
Yeah,
Get
no,
over
I'm-
it.
Yeah.
Because people will just step all over you.
No,
No.
I'm
There's
so-
no reason.
I'm very like I think for newer models too, I feel like
Mhm.
they might also have that same
I understand.
mentality.
Mhm.
And like again, like it's not something that like I'm trying to do, but it like in setting
It's easy to
boundaries
do.
is
Mhm.
definitely like important.
This is
Yeah.
this
But
is
it's
a
very
really good
important.
industry for learning how to set boundaries because I
Yeah.
think it helped me a lot, honestly.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like it really helped me because I've been in a lot of situations where I've let things go too far.
Yeah, people will
And
just ask
honestly,
you
there are
anything.
things that I regret, and
Mhm.
so
Mm.
now honestly, I mean, a lot of things in my life have made me really strong, but
Mhm.
this industry specifically is very hard.
And never do.
Very hard, and it's definitely like really taught me. A
Yeah.
lot.
Exactly.
And trust me, if you're new to this, you're gonna learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't do weird things for portfolio work. There is
You don't
no
need weird
there listen, there is no reason for you to do
This
anything.
is America's Next Top Model.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
There's
my
no
God.
reason for you to do anything that you don't want to do just because you feel like it'll help your portfolio.
And
If you're not going to do it later, you don't need it in your portfolio. There's no reason. If you want to be a nude model, then you should do nude shoots. But if you don't, there's no reason for you to do nude shoots.
You don't need
no reason at all.
And
Don't
don't
ever
let
do
a
it.
No
photographer
reason at all.
tell you what should be in your portfolio.
Thank you.
Also,
Thank you.
ask a model.
Thank
if
you.
if you want to know what should be in your portfolio, if you want to know what looks, talk to other models because other models are the ones who have had experience with agencies, with
And
with
going
model
through with
scouts,
stuff like that.
with going through all
Mhm.
of it. They're going to be the ones who are tell you what has worked for them and what hasn't. The photographer that wants you to shoot nude and thinks you should do an implied nude shoot because it would be a good addition to your portfolio, they don't know what they're talking about. If you want to do that, if
They're
you really
probably
wanna do
just
that, if that's your
weird.
thing, okay,
It's for themselves.
do your thing.
Yeah.
But
It's for
be
their
real. Be
portfolio.
Yeah.
So also, I'm gonna bounce off of that. This is exactly why I wanted to start doing more photography.
Same.
As a woman, like I don't understand why there's so many men photographer. I really don't. It
Photography is
really
expensive.
Bothers me so much.
The pay
like,
gap.
And it bothers me that I haven't been doing it more, putting myself out there more as a photographer.
Right.
Because I legitimately think, especially somebody who's also done modeling, it's like, what a value to that, especially for
Yeah.
newer models, you know? You could literally tell them both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like very for there to be like a female photographer, it's also very comforting for the newer
Yeah.
model as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
And I'm not
that's
saying there
something that's
aren't great men
great.
photographers out there. There are great mentors.
Just-
I've had one
Yeah.
of my best mentors is a male
Mhm.
photographer, but you know, at the same time, I'm sorry, but it's been rare for me.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody has a weird story about a male photographer. Realistically,
Unfortunately, a lot of them come to me.
Statistically.
realistically, at the like, as much as we love photographers, as much as we love these photo meets, as much as we love going out, and
Women
you know,
are more beautiful.
you know, it's just you don't have to stress about the intentions as much. Not saying that women can't do bad. We all know women can do bad,
Yes.
but you don't have to. It's not as you know.
I always feel safer with a woman photographer that I've never met compared
Mhm.
to a male photographer.
I
I've
will
never
almost
met.
always say yes to a woman photographer, even if their portfolio is really weird, and I'm like, what are you doing with the lighting? But I'm like, I'm down to help you. I'm actually gonna help you, girl.
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
Like,
Yeah.
I know when I'm walking into like a shoot or like shooting at a photo meet with a woman, I'm usually going to end up making a friend.
Yeah.
Right.
And like we're just like
Same.
being creative and vibing
Yeah,
as
honestly, it
opposed
doesn't
to
even matter
being
anymore.
like, are you looking at me weird? Did you what
Yeah.
What are you using this for? Should
Mhm.
are you going to be in my DMs asking for feet pictures?
You know.
No, she's gonna be like commenting on my shit, like, you get it, girl. No, but no.
But like also I feel like
Cut that out.
for the male photographers, the ones that really are like they're solid, you're going to get like a solid like the models always come back because
Yeah.
it's like we feel
Comfortable.
and like there's trust there. So that's also something that like for all the photographers who are like being chilled, thank you. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
no, a lot of them are.
It's
hard.
solid. Yeah.
There's a lot of weirdos, but there's a lot of good people there too.
Definitely.
A lot of these guys are shy too, I think. You know, that is another thing that
just
we
really
forget.
awkward.
They're
Yeah,
weird,
awkward.
Or they're shy, or there's something else going on.
And it's
Yeah, I know.
it's a gamble every time you go, right? Like every time you go to a street meet, it's I'm taking time out of my day in hopes that I'm going to get some good pictures back to utilize. And you never know.
Never
But
know at all.
I think, and I like giving tips for models also, because like as a model, right, if you show up, if it's like your first time, you don't really know anyone there. Of course you're not going to know who these people are that you should be looking out for, and like who's cool, who's whatever, right? Look at how other models interact with
them,
photographers,
yeah.
because most of the girls who are there that's not their first time at a street meet, right? So like look at the girls who are, and of course look to any of us at the next street meet, obviously, right? Like happy to help. Look to us, look at who we're working with, look at who we're avoiding, okay? Because chances are if I see a photographer who
Yeah.
I've gotten some shit pictures from, I'm not going to be working with them.
And also, you could just ask models. Models will
ask.
tell
They're
you.
so open.
Like, models
Well,
will tell you if someone's weird.
Okay, but I want to ask you guys, because I was thinking about my first time, and I felt like I was a deer in headlights, because I don't think I ever thought
same.
of that idea to like look at somebody else or talk to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
What was your very first time going, oh shit, my photo's getting taken? What's happening? Because when I went to help a friend who was a new photographer, and she like kind of got, because I used to do modeling like back, and I kind of forgot about it, honestly. And then I was like, oh, because I used to be such a tomboy, and all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I forgot, I'm kind of cute.
My first photo meet, like, it wasn't that crazy. I think I met Sara. It was the one in Laurel at the mansion. It was pretty okay. I feel like I'm not gonna play in people's faces. So I knew immediately when people were taking pictures of me, like, I spoke clearly. I was really like, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. If I wanted specific shots, I went and got those shots. That's just me as a person, though. So I don't know if that's the same experience that everyone else had at their first one.
I got drunk at my first experience.
Girl,
period.
I was so
a little liquid libation.
because I was
Where
like,
did you go to?
Y'all serve, I want to go to
It
that
was-
one. Do they
Y'all serve alcohol now?
no, I was
was it the wonder? Nothing.
I was so like
Nervous?
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, I talked to you about it. I was like, all right, like I was waiting for my friend to get there. She was arriving like really late, so like I was like, all right, I gotta like get out there at some point. So it's just like maybe I would just like I would drink some, and then I went out and I did end up shooting, you know. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. And then I get the photos back, and I'm like, the photo was really good, but my zipper's down, and I'm just like.
And nobody told you.
They could have edited that.
Like,
They could have
I
edited
don't
that.
even think they saw it. I mean, like, you guys, you'll have to really go down and scroll to like find them. But like,
We will be looking.
I'm gonna scroll tonight. I'm gonna be scrolling all over your profile.
no, I did not post, but I definitely liked the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely don't do what I
Don't
did.
drink and model.
Don't
with
drink
your
You
girl.
can drink and model. I drink and model all the
I
time.
don't. I never did.
I drink and model all the time. The important thing is to know your limitations. That's
know your
always
limits.
with
Girl, that's
anything.
your limits.
That is
No.
always with anything.
Listen, I've been
you can
on
do
more than
everything
one
in
runway.
moderation.
Maybe
on
you,
some-
girl, you're
Thank you.
responsible, but some
I
of
am.
these girls
On a little and those
do
pictures,
not drink and model.
fire.
That's my
Know your
advice.
Oh, don't
limits.
drink and
No,
model?
you're
Okay.
drinking-
Know your limits.
No.
If you're one of those
We're in two
people,
different
if you
worlds.
don't know your
No.
limits, that's on you.
Like,
No, I'm serious.
If you don't know your limits,
Girl,
that's
no.
on you as a person,
No, okay,
because
I
you should know how to drink. You should know how to drink. If you're going out and getting drunk,
but
that's
you
an issue.
You got some young girls out there that don't know.
Well, they shouldn't drink. That's what I'm
But you don't
saying.
know.
But they shouldn't drink.
I think
That's what
you
I'm
were
saying.
Responsible.
For new
No, everyone
models
should be
especially.
responsible.
New
Everybody
models?
should be responsible in what they're
Everyone should
doing.
be
That's all I'm
responsible.
saying.
I would never suggest to a new model
To drink to calm
or
down.
To do
That's
any
yeah.
kind of
Right.
a substance.
That's
or
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Bring a
loosen up
friend.
before the
Don't
shoot.
loosen up.
Let's,
Don't
listen,
friend.
let's agree on this. If you're new, don't drink.
Yeah.
And model.
yes, and bring a
Especially
friend. It's a
schmo,
lot
'cause
more
you be looking
comforting.
Chinky.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Leave that one out. I got you.
Oh my God!
Because you be looking sleepy.
Okay, what I have learned through the drinking versus bringing a friend, you will always feel more comfortable bringing a friend than
Yeah.
drinking. So just bring a friend or someone
You're comfortable around.
Exactly.
Great way to wrap that one up.
yes.
Just bring a friend instead.
Yeah, bring a friend instead.
Say no to alcohol. Be friends.
No, you can totally like once you're more uncomfortable, you know, like
No, it's more fun.
it's fun. It's definitely
That's
fun.
why, like, I remember we went and got some drinks.
If you're of age.
Yeah.
If
you're of age.
We're all adults. We can all handle ourselves. If you're in a new place, don't show up drinking.
Be
That's-
safe.
That's probably just a bad
Be
idea.
safe regardless.
If you feel
Good advice for
comfortable,
anything in life.
Be safe
if
regardless.
you look at like this, when I go to street meets now, I'm like, this is a hangout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just hanging out. So if I show up,
a little
all right,
buzzed.
a little maybe, that's fine. That's fine. But also, I'm an adult. I can take care of myself, and I'm hanging. You know.
Yeah.
So just be careful.
And have a plan always. Have a plan always. Know what you're doing. If you're on any type of substance, any type of alcohol, just know like
Make sure you're not
you're-
driving.
you know your limits, know how you're getting back, know what you're doing after, make sure you're hydrating, stuff like that.
Also, people aren't. For anyone who's new to street meet, people don't normally show up like that. Like so, this is
early in the day
this is
anyway.
just
I only had one shot.
that's the after party.
Wait a minute.
No, you're okay. I drink a little bit.
Wait, is this why? Is this why you guys started so early though? Because like,
Listen, we have fun after.
they're like
We have fun
make
after.
Sure it's before anybody gets lit.
Take care of yourselves out there.
What was your first?
Oh, great question. So back to first experiences. No, my first street meet, like I said, was literally like 3 months into me starting modeling, like general, very first time I ever started modeling. So it was completely new to me. I didn't really know how to pose. I didn't really know shit. I kind of just showed up, but the photographer told me about it. Shout out to Derek. Period.
Woo.
But no, I went. I had no clue where the hell I was. I walked in and I was like, I'm gonna make a beeline for this photographer because I know him. I don't know anybody else. I did not know what the community was gonna be like, but it was awesome. There were a bunch of like backdrops set up. Everyone was super super friendly. Oh my god, I couldn't have asked for like a cooler day. I only planned to be there for like 45 minutes. I was just gonna
It'll
shoot
suck
with
you
this
in.
guy. It'll suck you in. You get in, get out. But no, I hung around. I met so many people. I think I got like 100 new followers that day too. Side note is like a really fun thing about going to street meet. Just everyone follows you. If you're new to the community, people are gonna welcome you with open arms. So what I thought was gonna be like a 45-minute shoot with this one guy turned into I'm so sorry. There were supposed to be like time slots, and I definitely stayed like 2 hours past the time slot, and just like nobody caught me. So sorry. Like, be honest, at street meet, but like my bad. But no, I got so many cool pictures out of it. Side note, not all the pictures were cool. Some of them absolutely sucked.
And that's okay.
But that's okay.
That's
Because
okay.
you know what? I had a great time. I met a lot of great people. We went outside at some point. Someone was like, do you want to go outside and shoot by that brick wall? I felt comfortable. If you didn't feel comfortable, obviously don't do that. But I felt comfortable. Like 10 photographers and I went outside. We shot against a brick wall. We found a shopping cart. So I stood on
I
the
love props.
Y'all know that picture.
Love
I stood on a
props.
shopping cart
that
and I like got pushed down an alley. One of the coolest shots I've ever taken, right? So like I had a great experience. I met a lot of people. What I thought was going to just be a short, quick, chill little thing actually turned into a community that I really loved. And that's how I really got into modeling in DC. So thanks, Street Meet.
No, that
Appreciate you.
So beautiful. That's like such a fun like. Almost
That
like
was a
Disney
good first
World or
experience.
something.
I did. I
So
kind of did have a
funny.
Disney experience. So.
Oh man, you know who I met at my first street meet who like got me and like literally grabbed me by the hand and introduced me to like a couple people was Poor.
Oh my god.
We all know Poor.
We all know Poor.
Shout
Shout out to Poor.
Shout out Poor.
Pro, you know what? Here it is. Pro, Rob, and Oscar. Those are my people. My first street meet, and they've been friends since.
I feel like I didn't meet tons of like close connections at my first one. I had already been modeling for probably about 2 years, so I was very grateful for that when the swarms came.
Yeah.
and
You knew what to do.
I'm literally in a corner, and I'm like, I just gotta keep rolling through poses. We just gotta keep just the Rolodex in my head, like the next one, okay. But I think you had invited me, and you came a little bit later.
And I was so like inconsiderate because I didn't realize it was your first one, and I'm over here just hanging out, chilling, talking to everybody. And you're over here, I'm like, what is she doing? Why is she being a little like? And I realized, oh, you're being considerate. You're like, it's your first thing.
Yeah, I had no idea really what was happening. I kind of knew a little bit of what to expect, but I was not expecting like the magnitude of it. And then I had
realized it was your first one. For some reason, I thought you had been to like a million. I don't know
no,
why.
because I had also gotten there before you. So like all of this started before you were even there. And it was just like a lot of people at once. And I wasn't like quite overwhelmed, but I just wasn't.
No, you
I
were
didn't,
comfortable. You were doing your thing.
Thank you. I do my best. You don't know what's happening on the inside. The anxiety
Fake it till you
of
make
like,
it.
who are
Look.
these people? Where
No,
am
you're
I?
good.
Who's the nearest
Nothing
sick
but
person?
stress behind the eyes.
You look like you. That's why I was like, I swear this girl's done this because I was like, oh, she's good. She's good.
Yeah, I'm really good at faking that.
Yeah,
But
fake it till you make it.
A lot of models act.
Yeah.
A lot of models act.
Oh,
It was-
modeling is acting, girl. I
If
don't
you're a
know
model,
what to
you're
do.
you're an actress.
Yeah.
Good for you.
But,
Congrats.
like, it wasn't a bad experience, but I feel like it took me like going to a few of them to
Mhm.
really
Get
find
comfortable.
my community. And like
Mhm.
you introduced me to a few people when you came in later, but like I don't know. I feel like I kind of had like a middle ground experience where it wasn't bad. I did get some good pictures. It was also like 100 degrees that day, so everyone was like sweaty and tired.
What was I wearing that day again? Like a bra.
Yeah, you were wearing like just a bra as a top and had
I
a
love that.
camera, and I was
It
wearing
was
a
hot.
jumpsuit.
It was really hot.
Yeah, it was really hot. But I also like I missed the beginning of it. Like I didn't come on time because I never make it on time to these.
Who does?
Who
does? I always miss the picture. I've always wanted
Nobody.
to make it for the photo though.
I think I've made it for like one of them.
Yeah, same.
But
Didn't even
like-
know y'all did that.
Oh.
I know because people be posting that. I'd be like, oh.
Yo.
yeah.
My
So, like,
bad.
The models are always like, it's only photographer picture, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's so fun. No, but like everything had already started up by the time I got in there, so I was just like jumping into the stampede here, and just being like, "All right, I found a wall. I guess I'll start now."
Is there?
And that's really how it is. I mean, that's really how it is.
No, that's literally how it is.
I
Because
like
they'll
the
find you.
background,
Because
so-
they'll find
They'll
you.
find you.
They'll find you. They'll find you.
Sometimes you just like have to look nice in a place and wait for someone to approach you, and I'm just like,
That's so simple.
No, but she's so right. She's so right.
They'll
Pick
find
a wall.
you. They will come
Pick a
up
wall,
to you.
they'll
They
come.
will.
yeah,
You
They'll
don't need to
snatch
do
you
anything.
up.
You just be standing there like,
Are you a model?
yeah.
Are
You
you a
could
model?
be talking to someone else, full blown conversation, like we were saying, and they'll take pictures of you. So
are you a girl? Do you know how to put your hands on your hips? All right, great.
Good enough.
not the posing.
Good enough. Are you guys okay?
Y'all expect all that?
You'll just soak all
I
of
wish
this.
the cameras could turn around right now. Maybe we can get a shot of them. Actually, let's just get them laughing
I
right
will
now.
say it's very enlightening to hear. Like you said, you're laughing about it, but these are serious topics.
Yeah.
The only way we can really broach this is like through a little bit of humor. And this is why you were here giving us your experience. Like you said, we show up late and we're just a little tipsy, trying to keep control of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know what we're not seeing in the chaos.
Yeah.
Has anxiety sometimes too.
We
So
all do.
I gotta be a little lit to take these things off.
You know, I think us all creators have anxiety to a certain degree. Also, just, I mean, yeah.
Whenever there's like a group, whenever there's a group meet that you're going to also, and like you don't feel completely comfortable, it is great to like go to the group leaders because like they're always there,
Find
they're
your
always
people.
supporting. Exactly, yeah.
Always so visible too. They're always so visible and around. I mean, you guys are taking pictures too and hanging out, but like we know who you are. Even on my first day, you guys were there was like a little table set up. I think you guys were like selling T-shirts, and I was like, yeah, okay, clearly these are the guys I can go to. These are the guys in charge. Feel comfortable. You know who it is. So thanks for being so visible.
Yeah.
And we were being humorous because, you know, therapy doesn't always start super deep. No, I'm being serious though. Be serious.
Anxiety? What?
Who's that?
Yeah, you gotta start on the surface level. And you're just like,
Yeah.
So are there like any, just kind of to wrap up this little section of it, any kind of overarching just problems with photo meet culture in general that just like
Respectability.
Please do not.
Respectability. Respectability. Models are people at the end of the day. Not only are models people, models are also creatives. Models are also creatives. Photographers are not the only creatives at these meets. The photographers are not the only people putting out work and doing work at these meets. If none of the models showed up, how would y'all feel? Realistically.
we taking pictures of each other with their
Like,
camera.
Take pictures
lot-
of each other.
With their cameras.
Look, listen.
Aw.
Models put in Models put in a lot of work before we get there. I know that photographers put in, a lot of work in your experience and the money that you put into your cameras and just, the time and the energy that it takes editing and taking the photos. Models also put work into their crafts. Models also put work into their experience, into getting better, into building their craft. It is not just a one-sided thing where models just show up and you take pictures. Because that's not what happens. Nobody would be like, oh yeah, you just have a camera and you took that picture and that's all you did. If somebody said that to you, you would be mad. So don't go up to a model and just say, oh, that's you. You just stand there. That's all you do. That's rude. Like, respect the model as a creative just as much as the model respects you as a creative.
Like, you have to be able to give the same respect to models as you do other photographers.
Exactly.
Because I feel like the photographers are all kind of like on one side sometimes, where it's like they all have the same respect for each other and are all like usually bros and all of that. And then all the models are just like, oh, hi, like, I also have ideas. I spent money on, like, my makeup, my
time,
wardrobe.
exactly.
I've spent hours in front of a mirror trying to learn how to do these things and learn my body and understand my craft and, like,
respect
all these
it.
other things. And I just often feel like we are not given that same respect, like you said, and just kind of seen on equal footing.
We're all creatives.
Yeah.
We are all creatives.
It's so hard because I'm over here trying really hard to think on the perspective as the photographer, but I haven't really been a photographer at a street meet, and I haven't even been modeling. I don't even know what I do. What do I even do when I go to street meet these days? I don't know.
You're amazing. That's
Look
I
pretty.
just stand there and I talk to
Stand
people
around, look
and
pretty.
I don't actually let people take my pictures. I don't know what I'm doing, but
Elusive.
no, but
She's a mystery and enigma.
But I think the last time I did photograph at a street meet was when I met you. And that was it.
That's
the only time.
Good times.
Yeah,
That was
the
the first
only
time we all
time.
shot
Yeah.
together.
So I do like those pictures. Which
Those were great.
I
just reposted one.
And
They
I
were
don't even
beautiful.
post them, and I don't do anything.
Period. That's right.
I'm a great photographer. No, I'm trying to get on that perspective on that side. And I'm like, all right, well, what could be an unwritten rule or something? It was just see, this is why I didn't take that many photos, because I felt uncomfortable as a photographer too. Like, I just didn't know, like, I just felt like people swarmed in front of me, and I'm like, over here trying to take a beautiful picture of you guys, and then they're blocking my ass, and I'm like,
The swarm.
Oh, yeah.
Be
No,
respectful.
like, photographers
swarm.
also need to respect
Other
when
photographers.
and models are working. I've literally been like working with a specific photographer and another
It's so
one
annoying.
comes in front of him slightly lower and like blocks the shot, and I had
Blocks
to
the
be
shot.
one
Oh
to
Yeah.
be
my
like,
god.
hey man, I'm shooting with that guy right now.
Get
I'll
out of
work
the
with you
way.
later. Can you move? You're in his shot. Like,
yeah.
I should not have to tell that to anyone.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Wait your
Like,
turn.
Honestly, you know what I've noticed too? When I'm modeling, I'm way more extrovert. When I'm a photographer, I'm way more introvert. And I feel I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to express myself. I just want to take my picture and be like quiet in the corner, you know? So it's harder for me to like say anything to people or say anything to even the model unless like it's just me and you.
Yeah.
So like it just sucks to like be blocked off. But if I'm a model, I'm gonna tell your ass to get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I'm trying to get my shot with this person.
Yeah.
Because like
I'll get my
stage.
shot with you
Christina
later.
Aguilera burlesque.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I just watched the movie last night. I was like,
saw
you
that
go,
movie.
yeah,
I
you
love that
show
movie.
it, girl. You guys seen that movie? It's so good.
Yeah, I think back to being called a doll, definitely ask a model if you can touch. If you can reposition
Don't touch
them.
anybody.
Yeah, like
Just don't touch
Don't
anybody.
reposition
Yeah.
my dress.
Because like, yeah,
Use your words.
yeah.
Oh
Or-
yeah.
or even-
Oh yeah.
Tell me, like,
Oh, that's the same one that
show
made that
me
noise
what
too.
you want. Like, I have no problem if a photographer is like,
I can
want
mimic.
Your hand to be
I
here,
got
and
really
good
then I
pictures.
mirror
It's
it.
I can mimic you. I'm not
Either-
stupid.
Either do the pose you want or use
No,
your
I'm
words.
literally, I'm not stupid.
We're, above kindergarten level. We can
We're not
communicate,
stupid.
Use your words. Like, don't touch people. Even if you know them really well,
Yeah.
you probably
Yeah.
can get around not touching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause-
Legitimately, the only time I will is if they're being respectful already, and they're already doing what you're saying, and then they're like, "Oh, but do you mind if I just real quick?"
Yeah, sometimes
Tweak-
it's like,
tweak
get the hair out
something.
of my eye,
Right.
man. If
Yeah,
I see it,
something
Can
I don't
just
see.
Move your elbow just a little back.
All right,
but
go
you
for it.
have
But
to
that's
ask
it.
before you
Exactly.
Yeah.
every single time.
Every single time.
It does not matter
Totally.
if we have shot before and I had said yes.
Yes.
Like every single time, you
need
need to
to-
ask.
You need to
I came up
ask.
to your camera and I was like, can you just, you'd be pissed at
honestly,
me.
I
You
will
know,
do that.
smudge the
I
lens
might
and
do that.
everything.
You know
You
what?
know,
Little
zoom
something
in,
there.
zoom out.
Okay. All right.
Like, be realistic.
Can we agree this is the new unwritten rule? They have to touch us. We get to touch their camera.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Let's see the settings.
No, and we don't ask.
Let's turn the flash
No,
on
we just
real
grab
quick.
it. We touch the lens. We wipe it.
I'm gonna just turn this to manual real quick
I'm
for you.
just gonna move the focal length real quick.
I'm just gonna readjust your ISO.
I'm just gonna touch my hair and touch.
Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? Yeah, you don't like hearing
If we're
that.
all just being touchy-feely,
Y'all don't like that.
if we're all just being touchy-feely, friend.
Y la construcción.
We upset something with that.
No, they've been doing construction the whole time. Y'all haven't heard them?
I mean, like, I was wondering what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Y'all are funny as fuck.
Stop, you're fucking.
Okay.
Well, side note on that whole topic, egos. I hate that there's so
Oh.
many egos.
We get it. You've been shooting for 50 years.
You mentioned, I get it. This is your
doesn't mean your work is good
thing.
for
I
one.
get it.
Say
You're
that.
a professional
The old man.
photographer.
Say that. You could be bad for 50 years.
The old ones.
You could have been bad for 50 years.
You could be
And
bad for
sometimes they
50
are.
years.
Yeah,
Bro.
and you know
And
what?
that's
Get rid of
okay.
the ego.
Seriously.
Check the ego at the door because we're all doing this for free.
And we're all here
having
at
a
the
good
same time.
Yep.
Don't. And the thing too is, I love about DrinkMeet. I mentioned this earlier. Is the like growing together.
Yeah.
I love the
Yes,
concept of
that's the
creatives
best.
growing together. So like, if we start off at the same level, and I'm moving up in the world, I want you to move up with me if I like you, and I would want you to do the same thing to me. But if you come in with an ego, and you come in and you give me attitude, or you think that you can reposition me without telling me, you think you can do anything, you're out. Like, I'm not doing that, okay?
Which
and
makes
I
sense.
love growing with other people. I love creating together. But like, check the ego at the door. Don't do that shit. Respect everybody, because at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but like, they kind of need us, right?
No. And at the end
So,
of the
like,
day,
respect it, you know?
remember, like, regardless, like she said, we're all here doing the same thing. We're all here, like, trying to grow, trying to get better. There's really no reason. There's no reason to just be rude. Like, if somebody's gonna work with you, they're probably gonna work with you more if you're just a nice person. Like, at the end, that goes so far. Because at the end of the day, even if the shots aren't that good, or, you just didn't get any shots that day, if you're a good person, people are gonna be like, oh, I remember them. They were so nice. Like, I'd love to work with them. I'd love to know them. But if you're a dickhead, like, people are just gonna be like, oh, I don't want to be around them. And if they're not gonna want to be around you, they're not gonna want to shoot with you,
Yeah.
because they have to be around you to shoot with you.
There are photographers that their work is like maybe not amazing. It's like pretty good, but I love them as people, and
Yeah.
I will work with them every
Every
single
time.
Absolutely.
And there are really great photographers whose work are like just absolutely amazing, and they were awful.
I can't
and
be in a
won't
room with
work
them.
I don't want to be with them. I
Wait
don't
a-
want to be around
Wait a
them.
minute. Okay, first of all, I wanted to say something to tangent off of you really, really quick, and then I had a question for y'all.
Okay.
So to tangent off what you said about egos, there's this one person that has been doing this for years and years. They've been in magazines. They've done the fashion thing. You know what I mean. And then you work with them, and
We can
mind
talk
you,
about
your
magazines
photos-
later.
No, but
We
listen,
could talk about magazines later.
No, like actual big magazines. But point is, it was years ago, like years ago. So they are good, but years ago.
Years ago.
So they keep reposting.
Are you back at
years
Street
ago.
Meet? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Ooh.
question. When you guys go about like these new photographers, they don't have a lot on their Instagram or portfolio. How do you gauge to be like, yeah, okay? Because I mean, you have a lot of people like DMing you, right? I mean, I definitely have. Like, I don't know if you all want to go first or I can go first, but like that's just like the question that I have. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard. The number one thing for me is if they have an idea already.
Yeah.
That's
big.
my one thing. One, they come off respectful, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
They introduce themselves. They say hello. They are respectful. They compliment you on something that is their vibe.
Your work, yeah.
And then they go off of that by saying, here's an idea I have for you. And then you go on their profile and you're like, oh, you have like 2 photos. One is you of your kid, and one is a really cool, good photo shot.
One of them
You
is
know,
a beautiful
I mean,
sunset.
that's a very exaggerated point. That's a very exaggerated.
No, they be like that.
No,
They
we
definitely
do.
be
But no,
like
that's an
that.
exaggerated thing. But my point is, it's like, okay, so y'all like, okay, so you are clearly like new, which is fine. But you're showing me that you're interested. Why not? Shit, 30 minutes.
I don't mind shooting with new photographers. I think the whole thing.
Depends how they go.
Yeah, like you said, you got to be comfortable. And I know a lot of the girls here, like we did say, we're not really doing a lot of TFPs now. But like you said, if the idea is great, I love shooting good ideas. If it's a good idea and the pictures don't come out as good, it is about experience level. It is about building. I personally do not answer my DMs. I will tell y'all this now. I personally do not answer my DMs. There's weird people in there. I don't even want to look in there. I have in my bio, email me. So just email me. Because I have in my bio, email me. If you DM me 50 times talking about why aren't you answering my DMs, and then you see me at a street meet and you're like, why didn't you answer my DMs? I have in my bio, email me. My email is in there.
Use your eyes and read.
Use your eyes and read.
I thought you meant you weren't gonna DM me back.
What?
Oh, you meant just photographers.
Yeah, photographers.
Because for a second I thought if I DM'd you, never mind.
I would also like to.
It's different.
You could DM me. Y'all can all. Okay, listen. Listen.
I don't look up.
Where do you send DMs? Is what we're saying.
The question was new photographers. Y'all can all DM me.
Oh, okay.
Y'all are fine DMing me.
It is an honor and a privilege to be in Paula's
Right? I was like, oh, okay. That's why I was like, red.
Now you know if she gets back to you. I'm serious.
I was like,
Listen. Y'all can all DM me. I'm saying for a new photographer, just email me. Instagram is a cesspool, realistically.
For real.
Instagram requests is worse than a cesspool.
I check my requests once every other month.
You know what I'm saying?
You just can't look.
These 30 people.
Talking about sugar babies. So it's just
got those ambassador programs.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to wait to meet people in person, and it's also okay to email people. Most models I know have an email or a different way to reach them, because sometimes it is just a lot in the DMs. And in the emails or in the DM, just try to be professional. I get that, you might not be a top-notch photographer, but if you just send oh, hey, I'd love to shoot with you, sent from iPhone, I'm not responding.
Send from iPhone.
Because,
girl, it's like any job. You're trying to get a job. You're not gonna just email the CEO of Apple, be like, yo, what's up? What's good? You look
no
cute.
resume, no cover letter.
I hate it when
Send from my phone.
I get a DM. I'll put photographer calls sometimes in my stories, and I'll get the DM that's just the two eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
don't send that.
What
shit.
is this?
Nothing. The little side eye look.
Yeah.
The side eye?
They're just hello. I'm like, you didn't even.
You didn't say hi. You didn't say what's up. You didn't say what you're here for.
It's like they go on the street to you. It's like people just talk to people like you would on the street. God damn it. You want to just go up to people.
Just be respectful.
Yeah,
be respectful of people's times and their
Some
energy
of the
and their
ways people reach
experience.
out.
It is funny. It is. I have. You go ahead. I want to hear yours.
Well, I was gonna say, I know you guys were talking about DMs, when people DM you for a shoot, but it's street meets specifically, or meets specifically for newer photographers to vibe it out.
Yeah.
My thing is always if they try to direct me. I think that photographers who direct you, and this is just my opinion, I could be totally wrong, photographers who direct you, I think, aren't as confident in their own work. Because if you trust a model and you trust your own work, you're going
can make
to
it happen.
trust that whatever's in front of you is going to do what it needs to do, and then you just do what you need to do. There's no need to direct. So when people over direct me, I'm like, all right, it's probably I don't know that I don't want to work with them again. I mean, take my Instagram, follow me, give me the pictures back, we'll see. But that's normally how I gauge things. I know it's a very specific thing.
No, but they could also communicate, because some models want to be directed, some models don't want to be directed. You can literally just ask how people feel.
I don't know, being on both sides, I totally agree with you. I think they should, because I've been on that side where I'm like, all right. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing at the same time, but the lighting, I know my lighting situation. If I move this way, what you're telling me to do, then I'm going to be weird. I know my face.
Yeah.
Models know what they look like.
Tell me to move my elbow.
But then as a photographer, then I do know, hey, so it's just, again,
I think
it's a
that there's
communication
a
thing.
middle ground, but with specifically
It's a
meets,
vibe thing.
It's a vibe.
But with specifically meets, I think that you can't take 10 minutes to get one shot.
No,
you can't
God,
over
no.
direct. You can't be like, no, I just need this just a little bit more, but you
Especially
can,
when there's other photographers.
but I But I don't mind it when a photographer is like, hey, this light is catching your dress a little weird. Can you turn a little
Yeah,
more? Like,
that's
hey, can you just
realistic.
straighten this out real quick?
Sorry. The finger. Sorry. I love how we both. Did we shoot with us? Wait, did we shoot with the same photographer?
I have no idea what happened.
Because there's a specific type of photographer that's.
So, what have we learned here? So in conclusion, tweak me a little. That's fine. I trust you if you tweak. But if you pull up your fucking phone and you go, "This is a great shot,"
Ew.
I'm not gonna recreate that shot. Fuck off. Like,
You're not paying me to be here. We're
No.
just having a good time. We don't
Yeah.
need the reference pictures.
No.
you're crazy for that.
Bro,
Not
this
at all.
isn't OnlyFans.
Also that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely. The first time, like, as a photographer, like, just don't off the bat say, hey, can we shoot boudoir? Like, when you first meet a photographer, yeah, like when you're first meeting a photographer and like the photographer like asks you on the spot, hey, do you want to shoot boudoir? Like like you're at the meet and they'll ask you that, and I'm just like,
I've done that.
I just met you.
Ew.
We're in a public park.
Like,
You know what I'm
This is
saying?
a
I'm supposed to
family having
strip
a
down
picnic.
right now.
What are you talking
Literally.
Like, what makes you think that people want to do
Right?
that?
Right, you should be like, next time you should be like, right now, fam?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah?
like
In your home studio. Oh yeah, got it.
The home basement studio.
The home basement
Oh, with the
studio.
14-year-old kid
Stop it with
upstairs
that.
playing video games? Gotcha. Because that's
200 followers.
It's not
at
it.
home
Happened.
studio.
It's not
Shut
it.
up.
It's not it.
and after I'm supposed to take normal photos with you.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I
That's
have
not
had also photographers that like with introduced like after they have said like, oh yeah, this is like who I am. I would love to shoot like an implied nude with like body paint with you, and I'm like,
Yeah, I bet you would.
no, that happened.
The amount of people that want to paint me is weird.
You and everyone else in my DMs. I know.
It's weird.
I know.
It's I did not even know there was that many body artists in DC.
A lot of talent in this city.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't ever see it. There's no body
don't
painting
see it.
shows around here. But everybody's a body painter somehow.
I do have one question though. What's the weirdest DM you guys got?
I'm not saying that on camera.
I have to think about it.
I'm not gonna say that on camera.
No, but that's not even from so. I
Oh.
don't think
okay.
that's why we don't want to say it. It's like there's so many.
Yeah.
Okay, street meet specific. That's a lot different.
From a photo meet, DM afterward. What's the worst you got?
I can't answer that because I don't answer my DMs.
True.
Period.
You're good.
Yeah.
She's a fortress.
She is not.
I'm trying to get like you.
Please. I mean, at the end of the
She's
day,
not looking.
you have to think about like quality versus quantity, because I'm sure there are some good photographers in my DMs. Email me. I have in my bio to email me. At the end of the day, if you're not reading that, I don't want to work with you anyway. It's literally like first thing on my page.
Respect. That's
It's
that
you know
respect
what I'm
thing.
saying.
If
Respect
you
it.
ask for an
Like
email, send an email.
send an email.
Don't send the eyes.
Don't send the eyes. Don't send the eyes. I get that y'all are eager. I get that y'all want to work. I get that y'all want a TFP and it's a camaraderie thing. We are professionals. Y'all are professionals. We're professionals. There's a level of comfortability that is there, but there is not one that you can just take.
Yeah, like listen, you don't need to draft me a professional. Like,
You know,
dear so and so, blank regards.
no
Like,
need.
I don't need that level of formality, but also
No.
like
We're not
treat me as
friends.
an equal, treat me as a professional, as you would like a coworker.
Yeah.
Oh well, to the DMs thing about like street meet people.
Yes.
To tie that in, so I got definitely not the weirdest thing I've gotten, but definitely was uncomfy. I had a photographer who I met for the first time at a street meet. Was chill, was a good time, took some good photos. The photographer then reached out to me with, and this is a good thing to reach out with an idea. You should reach out with an idea,
yes,
a concept.
yes.
Okay, well this guy had the location, time, date, outfit, everything planned, and I was like, all right, this is a lot. This is a lot happening, and then. But he suggested a very remote location that I wasn't comfortable with, because I had only shot with him in public one time. So he suggested this real remote location. I wasn't really cool with that.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I like everything you said. How about a different location though? And he goes, why? I was like,
Why do you think?
Yeah.
I just,
Use your
I would
brain,
be more
think about it.
comfortable if we did this other place that wasn't a
In the middle of nowhere.
not to out anything, but an abandoned college campus in the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
I've had a few of those.
sue me for not wanting to
That's
do
when
that.
I bring my whole family.
Period. And so if I
Yeah.
make a suggestion
We're
and I
having a
say,
house party now?
thank you for
know?
period. Thank
It's
you
an
for
event.
sending all that. Let me make a suggestion. What if we did somewhere else? Or what if I brought somebody? And then if you're not open to that, wait, of course I don't want to shoot with you. If I
Yeah.
go, can I make this suggestion to make me more comfortable?
Yeah.
And that really like wrecks your plans.
That's
I'm not gonna
weird.
shoot with you anyways.
They
That's
said,
weird.
They said that's not okay. Like they didn't want you to bring someone else with you.
That's a red
not
flag.
speci-
Red
oh,
flag,
a
red
red,
flag,
that's a
red
big red
flag,
flag. If
red
someone
flag,
says don't
red
bring
flag.
someone with you, that's a big ass
Oh,
red flag.
Red
that's
flag.
already a big flag.
It was implied. It was a, I don't really love that. I don't think it would be
that's
great
already a
for.
red flag.
Okay, then I'm
Red
not going to
flag.
shoot with you. Okay, if people
One,
aren't
them
open to your
questioning you was
suggestions.
already a red flag.
That's a red flag already. If they're questioning you, and listen, we've been in the industry long enough to know
Yeah.
that. Obviously, I never shot with them. We've been in the industry long enough where if someone is not open to your suggestions to switch something around, or
Because we're both
whatever it is,
professionals.
we know that. But like for newer people, there's just a camera missing.
Well, look at that.
Take a moment.
What's good? They should be open to that. And,
Yeah.
and for newer models, be aware of that. A good photographer will work with you
And
if they
listen.
want to
Respect
work
your
with you. And
boundaries.
listen,
Yeah.
respect your boundaries. They're not going to be weird as shit in your DMs, okay? And if you get a vibe, if you catch a vibe, if you catch a red flag, stick with that, okay?
And
if you feel
remember-
it, you're probably right.
Remember, you can always bring.
Sorry, Paula.
Oh.
Can you say that again for me one more time? That's a very important message.
Go ahead.
Get that camera on me. Zoom in.
Hold on. Zoom in.
if you feel like something's whack, you're probably right. Trust your gut. Always trust your gut, models, and bring someone with you.
No, that makes sense. I was just gonna say, at the end of the day, you can always bring someone with you. No one is.
They're not gonna mess up
There
your
is
shoot.
There's
Zero
not gonna mess up
reason
your shoot. They're
why
not gonna
Zero
do
reason.
anything.
Someone shouldn't want an extra person.
Like you said, there's literally no reason why somebody else can't come. Even if they could help set up. I've had people come. They've helped set up. They've held my jacket. You know, I get cold naturally. I always wear a jacket. They held my jacket. They've held my purse. Like they're not just gonna be in the middle of the shot and in the middle of the camera.
They're staying
There is.
in the corner on their phone.
You know
the
what I'm
entire
saying?
time.
There's no reason.
They don't want to be there
for-
either.
There-
Like
There's-
they don't.
there's
they're
no-
there for you.
There's
so.
no reason for someone to be like, you can't bring extra people. And that is for the photographer and for the model. If you're a photographer, if you are shooting in a new place, in a place that you're not, used to, and you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to bring somebody to hold my bags and stuff like that. Because, cameras are expensive. That's okay. Everybody just needs to be comfortable in the shoot. If you're uncomfortable, your work will show it. Point
Yeah,
blank.
that too.
Point blank.
Yeah. And just kind of working off of that, like, what is some advice that you would give new models trying to come into a photo meet? Like, you've never been to a photo meet. What are the things that you wish you as a model had known?
Share your location. Definitely share your location with your friends or your family.
I never thought about that. Before.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I think the thing that I would have wanted to know is just there is no need to stress realistically.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, if you get good photos, you get bad photos, the photos will be taken regardless. There's no need for you to be like, oh, I'm not professional enough, or, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. Some of the photographers don't know what they're doing. It really is just all experience levels. It is just all about being comfortable. It is all about just being there and learning and growing. Like, there is no need for you to be scared of any of the photographers. There's no need for you to be scared of any of the models. There's no need for you to be scared like, oh, I look stupid, I look goofy. Everybody's there. Everybody's there to have fun. Everybody's there to get pictures. There's no need to stress at all.
It really isn't that serious. It's a meetup. It's
That's
a
big.
community
It's not that
builder.
serious.
It's a community builder. It's not that fucking serious. And honestly, if you really want to be safe about it, get your one friend that knows people and just make a little group to go together. That's really it.
Yeah.
And hype each other up. You're good.
Yeah, you can bring, like, your just random, not model
Yeah,
friends.
they don't have to shoot. You don't have to
Yeah,
shoot to
just
be
show up
there.
with who they're going to dinner with.
Yeah, I've seen that happen where it's just like they just brought a buddy and now you guys are modeling together and you have
Yeah.
a bunch of cute pictures
Oh,
together.
you just
Like,
came
why
from
not?
brunch together?
Yeah.
Fuck it, you're a
You don't
model
have to do
too.
it professionally. You just go for fun. And that's it,
Well, it's not that serious. It's for fun. Also, though, like I was saying earlier, like the models are so
nice.
Open. They're so nice. So if you're coming in as a model for the first time, even a photographer, but like if you're coming in as a model for the first time, just go up to another model and be like, "Hey, can I like shadow you, or can I like watch you? Can we shoot together?" Like 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say yes.
100%.
100%. Because like we're all chill. We all want to help each other. It's all TFP. I'm not getting paid for this. No one's paying me for this. I'm not paying someone else for this. So like we're all chilling.
It's just good times.
It's good times. Go up to someone, ask if you can shadow them, ask if they can be a little mentor for you for the day or for longer. You know, whatever. People are open.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to ask for help and direction.
Yeah, that's something that I really love about the local modeling community is I feel like there's kind of an outside stigma of models where people think that they're all going to be catty
rude, stuck up,
and rude and stuff. And we're all just like, girl, let me tell you about this one person, or like, girl, you need to be bringing this. Like,
because photographers, models do talk.
We talk about everything.
We do talk.
Every time.
We do talk.
Models, so we just band together at this point.
Yeah, there's literally like safety networks and stuff out there.
One bad model out of like 400.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't
Everyone
think
agrees that they're a bad model. If you meet one bad model, everyone has the same feeling about them.
Because
you know
we
what I mean?
all
They're
have
just a bad person.
Yeah, because they're just a bad person.
They're a bad person.
Yeah.
Tangent, don't know if it is, I don't know if you're gonna ask, but like as far as not meetups, but like posts like after meeting a photographer and like gauging whether they're a good person or not. How do you all go about it? Because the way I go about it, I mean, I just start snooping and asking everybody.
Yeah. I mean, but that's okay. But that's okay.
You know this person?
You should.
Because I saw you shot with him.
That is something I literally yesterday I had a model reach out to me who was like, hey, this guy wants to shoot with me, but the communication has been a little weird. Like, what were your experiences with him? And I will give you all the tea. I will give you all the information, good or bad, that I have about this person. And I do that whenever I'm working with a photographer that maybe something seems a little off, or like I don't. Some people do it with every photographer they work with, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I usually do it kind of based off of vibe or what I'm looking at the profile. If I'm like, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just going to clear it with, at this point, I'm lucky enough to know most of like the local model community. So I know that I can like recognize my people and be like, oh, I'll just reach out to this person who I know is also like works with the same crowd as I do.
That's when we answer our DM.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done this at least a few times where I'm like, hey, do you know so-and-so?
I've run people by you before. Yeah.
Because models talk. It's important to talk, because if you don't talk and someone's because if you don't talk and somebody's weird and they just continue to be weird, it can grow. Like, it can really become an issue. You really are saving somebody if somebody's just sitting there being weird, doing like weird things, and you tell people like, oh, stay away from this guy. Like, you are saving people from experiencing like weirdness.
There's even like this one, I'm not gonna name, but like there's this one person who doesn't come off as like weird or creepy, but will say the exact same message to every single model. And many different messages at once. Like, we'll just say it, and say it, and say it. Just the same thing every day.
Every day.
All the models.
Also being aggressive as a photographer, like wanting to shoot like as soon as possible, like you like they're just like, hey, like we just met, like are you down to shoot like tomorrow?
No. That's crazy.
I have a day job, sir.
Like,
Yeah, I have a job.
we all have lives, realistically.
Yeah, and then they hit you with the all right, when's like the
Your
like,
next
what about,
availability.
like the next day or something like that. Like that, you really need to like take in.
That's when you say, how about 2 months from now?
Yeah, like literally.
Here's the date I am available. There
Yeah, you don't give them next week. Don't give them the latest.
Yeah.
And that's why when you reach out, give dates you're available. And just say, when's good for you? Don't say that. I'm not going to answer you.
You know, because realistically, my schedule can clear up, but my schedule can also fill up very
Something better
quickly.
comes along.
Very quickly. So,
Yes. Yeah, but also as far as references go, when like there's like only like 2 pictures, I feel like
If there's
you
only
can
2
ask,
pictures, I'm not working with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I was exaggerating it earlier, but yeah.
But even so, like you can ask the photographer themselves for like a reference,
A
like
portfolio at least.
yeah,
You don't have to have an Instagram, a portfolio, a website, something.
Yeah, so there's the portfolio website. Sometimes when you ask photographers for references, they will give you people that think very highly of them that are not necessarily safe references. I have seen that happen where they had models that liked shooting with them, but they weren't good models, and they weren't good photographers, and so they have band together. That is an issue I have seen happen a few times. So just be careful when you're asking the photographer for references, because obviously they're going to give you people that are going
make
to
them look good.
Make them look good.
Bro, you know what I've done actually with new photographers? I don't know if this is bad. I don't know if y'all agree, but so when you have photographers where like you're like they're new and you're like not sure they're good or not, but you're like you want to give them a chance. They seem cool, right? You're like, can I bring my photographer friend?
I don't know about that one, Bucko.
No, but hold on. Right. No, you bring your friend who's also a photographer. You both are taking photos. You know you're gonna get good photos.
I feel some type of way about that. I don't know, because at the end of the day, if I was modeling with somebody and somebody was like, "Oh, can I bring a model coach along?" I would feel very heavily offended. I would feel very heavily offended about that.
I'm talking about the photographers who are new who are asking you as a woman directly, though. I'm not.
No, I know, but I'm just saying if somebody would have said that to me, I'd be offended.
I wouldn't do it, but you do you.
Although,
yeah, do you?
Well, no, I don't just say it like that. It was just a certain kind of way. It'd be like, hey, like I have a friend who's interested in this kind of similar idea, like which legitimately usually that's how it's been. Like, hey, my friend has this similar idea. Like, do you think we could all do like a group thing?
Like a big collaboration with all of you. Yeah, I've done shit like that before.
And I'll even bring another model along, you know. And honestly, it turns out
if you make it into a group thing, then that's
no, not like weird like that.
No, it's just like
tag along just because.
It's just like if somebody DM'd me like, "Oh, I'd love to shoot with you," and then they
for a while though.
Okay.
Be like that. No, we've been going back and forth.
Yeah.
But back to
Safety, you know?
models first time at a meet.
Yeah.
Any other advice? Because I know for me, like I really wish someone had kind of warned me about the mindset that I need to be in to handle all of like the people, and because I kind of knew that there was going to be a lot of people, but I had no idea about the swarms. Like that stuff that whenever I'm mentoring new models and I'm like, hey, you can go to these places for great portfolios and stuff like that, and to meet people, it's great for networking and to start out, but you need to know that like you're going to get swarmed by minimum 5 people. Sometimes 25 people.
I mean,
like, and you have to, like, they will yell at you if you're doing the same thing. Like, you have to kind of have a mindset of, like, I'm going to change poses real fast. I'm going to, like, keep doing unique things. And I like being able to just kind of do all of that while still remaining, like, calm and not being overwhelmed, because it can be really overwhelming. I have heard many stories of models that have gone to them and left early because the crowds were too much and the photographers were too pushy, and like I wish that I had known that coming in. I was very lucky to already be a little bit well equipped to deal with it, but if you're starting out as a model, that is super stressful.
I mean, like we said earlier, I don't think a model should feel inclined to have to do all that anyway.
Know your limits.
Honestly,
definitely know your limits.
Tell them, like, hey, just do as much as you can handle and walk away as soon as you don't. And that's it.
It's not worth your mental well-being.
Oh, no. So I also, for me, I don't know if this seems unprofessional or not, but for me personally, I like to use Pinterest. I'll use Pinterest for poses, and like I'll just like put it like as like a little thing on the side of my album. And even there's models that you can follow on Instagram that like do specific poses. Like they'll like show you how to do poses. Like even us, like we like our Instagrams, like our poses and everything, because I feel like
references.
It's important.
Exactly. So that's what I like to do as like a new model, and I'll just be like, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna like check like my Pinterest poses really quickly, and
don't let other people show you poses that they want you to do, but like if you're posing, absolutely.
Also, sometimes you just forget, or you get a little overwhelmed, and you're like, I need to take a second.
Take a step back.
We're gonna look through a few stuff, regroup.
Know your limits. Know your limits, and don't get stressed, because like I said earlier, it's not that serious. You're not getting paid for this. Nobody's gonna beat you up for this. Nobody's gonna, spit on you and be like, that's a bad picture. It literally,
we're gonna have some problems.
It literally is just a photo meet where you are going to network, to maybe get some good shots, to maybe get some shots back. It's not really something you should be stressing about. It's not something you should be hyperventilating about. If you do feel, stressed and like be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing right now, just take a step back. Nobody's gonna be mad if you have to take time for yourself. Nobody's gonna yell at you. If they yell at you, tell them to stop. If they keep yelling, go get one of the like main guys. You know what I'm saying? Because there's literally no reason for anyone. There's no reason for anyone to raise their voice at you or make you feel uncomfortable. There should be no reason why anyone else is making you feel uncomfortable in these meets at any time.
Yeah.
So if you need time to get back to yourself, just take that time for yourself. If you do feel like, okay, this isn't for me, you can always leave. Nobody's keeping you there. It's not a forced thing.
Yeah.
Well, being people pleasers too. I know a lot of us are people pleasers. If you need to step away, don't think that you're like ruining someone's shot.
Not at all.
There are like 10 other models who can step in where you just were, and the photographers will just keep shooting.
And you're the most
Take a
important part to you.
Yeah, like take a minute for yourself.
Plus,
Like
if they wanted a better shot, they can move themselves.
they can move themselves. Like it's fine. Like it's okay for you to step away, take time for yourself. Also, I know we were talking about Poor earlier. Side note, before I went to my first street meet, Poor would like post videos of herself moving and like being fluid, and I would watch those and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that shit.
Yeah.
Coco Rocha,
We love
watch her
Coco.
move.
Yeah.
Oh my god, watch her move before you go to your first shoot.
Coco
Coco
Rocha?
Rocha.
Oh, yeah.
Roca? Is that how
I
it
think
is?
it's Roca.
Oh
I don't
shit.
know.
Shout
I
out.
don't know. Kanye said Rocha, so I'm
Might be
gonna
Rocha?
follow.
Yeah,
All
I could be
right,
wrong.
so
One instance.
Coco, don't come after me if you see this. Anyways, but like watch people like that, right? Like watch, be fluid. Be fluid is a great point. And if you don't know how to be fluid, look at people like Poor. Look at people. You watch YouTube videos of models just like doing
So
their
many
thing.
YouTube videos
There's
of
so many
everything.
YouTube videos of models, like just
Instagram
BTS,
videos,
Instagram
TikToks.
videos, right?
Whole
people in this
pages
room.
dedicated just for
Take
that.
note.
I'm sure
I
we
have,
have stuff
like an
like that.
album on Instagram and Pinterest for any time I see a post that I like, I just save it.
Oh yeah,
I just,
Yeah, I
have
do
a
that
little
too.
thing.
Inspiration.
I
like
want to do that.
It's
I
not
like
bad
that.
to get inspired by other
Sorry,
people at all.
So random, but you guys know Eagle app? It's so good.
Nope.
Eagle app?
It's called Eagle.
No idea.
It's a desktop app. So
I don't be on
We're not
desktops.
sponsored.
bulk save everything. So if you have anything saved on any website, on
really?
Yeah, on Instagram, on Pinterest, per page it will bulk save everything on there. On whichever like saved album.
All right.
Okay.
You'll-
We're not sponsored by
You'll show me that after. Not
No,
sponsored.
let's
pulled out his
add
phone.
that part in because
Wait, okay, but
Not sponsored,
We'll
but
talk
we're all
about
gonna
that
talk.
later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I want to know what this is. Do you know Neon? Her name is like Neon, Nyane.
No, I don't think so.
There's this one woman, and she even has like a makeup palette. I love her. Like she does modeling as well, and like she's like kind of like a beauty guru, but she does like those poses and David's photos. You know, like
Oh,
that
yeah,
really
I know
popular
David,
guy.
yeah.
But then there's also like not really popular.
I know what you're talking about.
David
Yeah.
saw
David.
David saw photos.
Yeah.
He like so he also does like he's in Los Angeles or something like that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, the TikTok guy. The TikTok guy.
That one guy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
His poses rock and like that
Yeah.
neon. I don't know what her name
Yeah.
is.
No,
she's
but they
all-
have
yeah.
they have pages dedicated just for posing.
Seriously.
You can literally just look up posing ideas for models, and so much will come
I
up.
study up
Send
a
it
little
to
bit
Street
before
Meet.
sometimes.
Ayo. Yes, it was.
And I know I was talking shit about photographers like directing models. Okay, I personally don't like that. I don't
Just
like when
communicate.
people
Just
direct.
ask the model.
But if you're a model, also don't be afraid to ask for help. Like if
Yeah.
if there are photographers in front of you, I mean, chances are they've been doing it for like a minute. You're not the first model they've shot. They probably know what like they want. So like go ahead and just be like, do you think this is like stupid? And they'll be like, no, do it. You know.
And sometimes I'll
So.
ask, like, is there any specific shot that you want to get? Because, like, oftentimes they'll find a location or whatever around, and they kind of have like a vision of what they want. And I am not a
Photographers
mind
have
reader.
scoped out
Not
the
at all.
area
Yeah.
for sure.
And so I will obviously I'll do my own thing, but then especially like if I've kind of done whatever I want, I'll be like, is there anything specific, any poses specifically that you want?
Yeah.
Like, because I want you to get a photo that you're
Yeah.
proud of too. It's not
Yeah.
like we're against the photographers.
We're
want
with you.
to
We're literally
get your
collaborating
vision.
together.
We wouldn't have the pictures without you guys.
It's a team
So,
effort.
working
It's
with
definitely
you,
a team
Sarah,
effort.
You do move a lot, but I don't want to stop you because you're doing your thing and you're looking great. Oh my God.
You can say like,
but
oh,
yeah.
can you go back to that?
Yeah.
Right.
Or
And
hold
at
that.
the end,
It's okay to
having
just
a
be like,
moment
hold
pause
that.
and Be like, oh, so you see this photo?
Hold that,
Can
hold
you
that.
move
Hold that.
Yeah.
Hold
Let's
that.
do a couple variations.
Yeah, and it's the communication.
Just
It's that,
communicate.
like,
Just
like,
communicate.
Respectful
Mhm.
communication.
Respectful communication. No need to talk to
I
people
think
like their
that's the motto of the
children.
day.
No need to talk to
Respect.
people like they're babies, like they're stupid. Everybody, nobody's, just talk to people regular.
Yep.
Yes.
Just
And-
talk to people regular.
Yeah, I love that. And like, what would you? I know we've talked about it a little bit already, but to new photographers coming into meets, like what would you want them to know? Like how should they approach you? How should they act? Like can we kind of summarize some of what we've said about that, just so that like the newer photographers coming in, they're like, I don't want to be a creep. I don't want to come off as rude. I don't want to, like, what do I need to do?
Some people, huh?
Just be respectful and communicate respectfully. That has been just a big thing in the communication all day. It's not hard to just ask if you have questions or to just be around and shoot. Like, in the swarm, you know, there are a lot of people. It probably is. I don't know how it is for photographers in the swarm. You know, I've never personally been on that side. But
just like I'm only the subject,
you know. But
how do you even get a picture?
But it is just like, just ask people things. Like it really is just that easy. If you don't know if a model wants to shoot with you, ask. If you don't know where you can shoot with a model, ask. If you don't know when you can shoot with a model, ask. That's it. Like there's nobody's gonna, like I said, nobody's gonna spit on you, nobody's gonna beat you up. You can literally just ask anybody anything and there's no need for you to be scared, there's no need for you to be anxious. Like nobody's there to be a bitch and just be over people all day.
Yeah,
everybody is there to just meet and network. Yeah,
think about it as like you're at a family barbecue and you want to take a picture
not
of
that
your
comfortable.
Auntie.
Not that comfortable. Don't
like,
be that
you
comfortable.
Just ask them. That's all.
Yeah, some people are a little bit more comfortable with their family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not that comfortable. Maybe not that
Strangers
comfortable.
barbecue.
If you see a model not being shot, they are there to model. Like
literally.
as long as you don't approach them and be like, hello, my pretty lady. Like, can I take it? Like, that's weird. Like, just go up to them and be like, you want to shoot? They're going to be like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just,
and that's it.
Milady. If you come up to me and go, Milady, like, I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't know. So just ask. Everyone's there
Just
for
ask.
literally the same reason. It is to take pictures.
A lot of people will like approach me when I'm at these not shooting, and they'll be like, hey, are you available to shoot? And I'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, okay, would you be okay to like walk over to this cool tree I found? And I'll be like, definitely. And we'll walk over to the
And that's
tree.
it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah,
And that's so nice.
Like you said, you don't have to be afraid.
Sometimes the timid ones who are like worried about asking you to shoot, best photos, because they're the
honestly,
sweet
I
little
keep
respectful
Yeah.
ones. I like them. I love those.
I went to
people.
a photo meet the other day at Sohn. Shout out Sohn. I do love that studio in Baltimore. At Sohn Studios.
Yeah.
Shout out Sohn Studios. At Sohn Studios.
Not sponsored,
SONNE Studios, Baltimore, Maryland. Look, beautiful sunlight, 5 studios. They will get you right. They have cheap studios as well, $50 an hour minimum.
Okay.
It was great. Great studio. Great studio. Great studio. Great studio. Great studio. I love that studio.
All going now.
That's the
Love that studio. Love that studio. But they do. They also, I don't know if y'all know, but they also do photo meets. They also do photo meets once a month. And yeah, I've met
I want to go.
No, it's in Baltimore. They serve drinks. They have ice cream and stuff.
Do you live in DC or you live up there? Sorry.
I live in Silver Spring.
Oh.
Sarah, I saw you like the ice cream.
Yeah, they have ice cream at the. It's called
Yeah,
Sohn
and y'all got
Sundays, and it's on Sunday, and they have ice cream, free ice cream. It comes with the tickets.
So who taking a road trip?
That sounds so
It's so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice.
We did that Amtrak. $13.
Amtrak, girl, I love Amtrak so much. I know, also not sponsored, but
Amtrak.
But back to photographers.
Yeah, back to photographers. I met a great photographer there. Great pictures. He said maybe 7 words. And that's okay. And that is okay. Because at the end of the day, even if you are a little awkward, you are a little shy, you really aren't, the talkative type, that's okay. There's really no reason for you to be over communicating at the end of the day. You're shooting, I'm modeling. Like if you don't want to talk throughout that, that's fine. We do not need to go deep into, our lore, our lives. There's
unlock my character backstory.
There's some, sometimes it really is okay to just not have deep conversations with people. I know that we've talked the whole time about, just ask questions and be comfortable. You can just go up and be like, oh, I want to shoot, and that's all that happens.
You can be polite and quiet, or you can be polite and talkative. But either way, you need to be
have
polite
to be
and
polite.
respectful.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
It's all respect.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah. So are there anything kind of like in general that you would like to see changed in photo meets, like whether it's like the structure, not just like the individual photographer stuff, but like suggestions that you could give Street Meet and other people that run photo meets that you think would improve the safety or how it's run, just in general?
I told you about this earlier. If there is not a lot of models, and everybody knows there's not a lot of models, but there's like 50 photographers, just wait. You can literally go in groups. You are there to get shots, but you are also there to network. If you see that a model is looking uncomfortable, or you know that you're not going to get those shots in because there are that many photographers, just wait. Go in groups. You know what I'm saying? There is a thing that could be set up by these guys where, you know, they just lock off a certain amount of photographers just for a bit. If there's 2 models and 100 photographers show up, you're not going to get that shot anyway. Wait. It's okay to wait. The group meet is, you know, like Sarah said, like 6 hours sometimes, 7 hours. You're there all day. You do not have to stress and run up. You can do a little grouping thing, you know what I'm saying? Because models need to rest as well. Like, at the end of the day, if the model is shooting for 2-3 hours at a time, by the 3rd hour, the picture's
exhausting.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even going to be that great. You really are just stressing and making more work and worse work for yourself. So, yeah.
And I guess since it's like a public like meetup thing, it's not like y'all have like know who's showing up,
can't
like
vet
how
people.
many models showing up, how many photographers. And I don't know if y'all want to make it complicated and do Eventbrite, even if it's free. I don't know, where it's like register as a model, register as a photographer.
Just so you know how many people are there.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, but I don't know if y'all want to do that just because it's been kind of like a free for all thing. I don't know. If that would make it easier.
Interesting that you say that. I would like to see, and I guess this kind of goes for like all meets, having a, because people just show up.
Yeah.
Like, even if you show up for like 5 minutes or something, I would love to know that someone attended an event.
Right.
Because if I'm like, I'm pretty sure this guy got my picture, but I'm not like 100% sure that he was there, but I swear to God I saw him.
Yeah.
Like
a check-in or something of
sorts. Yeah, it'd be cool
sorts.
if there was like a place for us to see, oh yeah, this person was definitely there. So whether it was like a check-in when you got there, or you have something on your website and say, oh, these are the people who attended like the March 12th event. Yeah, like something like that. That might be cool. Another thing too, there's a lot of models who bring multiple outfits. And this could be on the model, but I also think it might be cool if you guys provide something like this. Just like little tents for us
a little
to change
changing room.
Like I don't know
because at the end of the day, nobody wants to have to go in the car or squat in the woods. You could just put them anywhere. Like, you could just put them anywhere because there's no reason for models to still be squatting in the woods nowadays.
To like hold it, like we could take turns. Like,
yeah, because Sarah has definitely just held a blanket for me, like, and it's and I don't mind being naked outside, but like that's not something that I'm really looking forward to every time. Like, there really is no reason for me to have to be just randomly changing behind like a random tree at a meet because there's no tent.
I'm good at changing, but also I don't like want to run into like the local Chipotle and be like, sorry, I have to use your bathroom to change for my photo shoot.
I'm out of a whole new person.
Yeah. If there's like a little place I could change, awesome.
Yeah. I do love what you're talking about with like a list of people afterwards, because all the time I will forget who I've like seen. And I know this is an issue with a lot of photographers too, where they like, even if they do grab your username, they're gonna shoot with like 20 other models. They're gonna be like, which one of these people that I followed, because they'll also follow
other photographers.
Thank you. And so they don't always have the best of luck with matching photos to usernames, and they're not gonna go through every single person they followed. So like having just kind of a list at the end of the day, because I know like sometimes as people come in, they'll do like a little picture of your username, but end of the day, even if it's just a story post, right? Just like a little something, just post, here are the people.
Yeah, like a directory of just the photographers who are interested in like giving the photos back, that want to like sign their name on something with their IG to the street. Have the group that
have someone with a clipboard. There's usually someone with a clipboard, anyways.
Do you want to connect with your model? Here,
and just like, here's your name, here's your username. Because I know most of us only know each other by our usernames. That's fine. I don't mind. But like,
pencils and paper.
that was my old one. Pencils and pictures, actually. But just like name, username, release the list at the end of the day. That's all I need, so that we can find all of our people at the end of the day.
It can be on like the story and story highlights.
Yeah.
That could work.
Screenshot it. Yeah.
Okay, one thing that I also have a problem with sometimes is when there's two really awesome events
At the
they're
same
at the
time.
same day. They're on the same day.
Y'all looking behind the
I don't
camera.
know. I don't know if it's a lot to be like, sorry.
That's the
But,
emoji.
like, it would be cool if like there was like a way to like communicate with like each other and like for dates. But also I understand that like that can't happen sometimes.
Just be mindful of the things happening around DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, like, I think within, like, different photo meets and stuff, like, sometimes
I
I
hate
feel like
having
there's
to
a little bit of a
choose.
competition, and I don't think
Yeah.
that there should be.
No need to
Because
beef. We're all here
literally-
to connect.
Literally, I will choose which one I go to if they're at the same time based off of where they are and when they are. Whichever one is more convenient.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like choosing.
but, like, it's easier
That's
if you
the
don't
people
have to.
pleaser.
Yeah.
Choose none, like me. I get two. All right, none it is.
Yeah, that's one thing, but also communicating maybe about like, hey, like there's this person. We keep getting like models or like photographers who come to us complaining about one person. So, you know, like maybe having that like channel open and then like saying, hey, like maybe we need to say like, all right, like you're blacklisted low key.
Yeah.
Right?
Like a
We
blacklist.
block people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would say
Do you
this
block
often, we block people directly.
But how do we find out?
We've kicked people out.
That's a great question.
That is a great
We
question.
actually talk to them in person and escort them out of our events to wherever their vehicle, their communication.
That's good.
Communication,
Know
That's
that they're like
amazing.
leaving.
but you're
Yeah.
right. There is a duty on us to let you
Us
all
know that there's
Yeah.
weirdos.
By the way,
Yeah.
so and so should not be communicating with
Because
you.
you never
Yeah.
know how they're gonna come back. Because you know there've been these guys who like get
Yeah,
like, blocked or
blacklisted.
canceled, and then they start a whole new account.
Yeah, and then they
start
start
their
DMing
account.
people. Yeah.
Or if they
Just-
like are blocked or escorted out from a meet, they'll still know who went there.
Yeah, and
most
they'll
of the
just
time.
DM
Like,
them
they'll
and talk to
DM
them.
us
Mhm.
or like I don't know.
Like a
It's
different
just
account, you never know.
And we'll never know because y'all are just doing it like yourselves.
Yeah.
which is like
Yeah.
That's honestly what we're here for. And
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest nuggets we're going to take out of this right here. So thank you, Glendy. Honestly, thank you. for bringing
Do you
that.
guys have like an anonymous like submission form or something
We
for
can
like
make
any
it
incident?
anonymous.
Because that'd be smart. Because also I think people are afraid to speak up sometimes because
Yeah.
they don't want to be like the person that like ruined their
Or, like, what if
career.
they're just
Yeah.
being weird
You know,
that day?
if someone's being weird, but like I don't want to be the person to like ruin their career.
Yeah.
And like, granted, if they're a shitty person, like fuck
That's
them.
how I feel.
You should.
That's how I feel.
Sorry, personally, I say
But
fucking ruin it.
you know, some people are
But there are
uncomfortable
people
coming
pleasers.
forward. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people also
Yes.
over
Yeah.
exaggerate.
Yeah.
There are people who have like mental disability or mental, you know what I mean? They come off weird.
Yeah.
So you want to be careful too. If there's multiple people, then that's
Yeah.
one thing for sure.
Yeah.
If you have like
Depending on
that's-
the
we're-
level of
But
it.
if
most
there's,
people
like,
aren't
a
gonna be-
steady
Exactly,
behavior,
Yeah.
then
most
that's-
people aren't going to be blocked or something out,
Yeah.
out
And
of like
again,
one
that's where you guys
instance.
Yeah.
come in too. It's because it's like you guys know the people who go to your meetings,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So for the most part, I think. And like if someone submitted something and say, hey, had a kind of odd experience with this one person,
Then if you know
you're
them,
probably
yeah.
not gonna be like, all right, yeah, fucking block them. But like next meet, keep an eye on them.
Noted.
You know? And I'm
It's
sure you guys will
noted.
keep those things in mind.
Mhm.
There's definitely photographers out there like who are like autistic or something, and they might come off, but then you know that they're great.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
You just have to make sure.
Yeah.
You just have to make
Yes.
sure. And banger photos. You just have to make sure, but they might be a little bit like awkward the way they talk to you. you know?
It's just about being comfortable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but sometimes if you're
Mhm.
new, you don't know that until you keep going. You're like, oh no, they're cool.
Yeah.
they're
But
cool.
that's good
But,
though
like,
to have that line
you
of
can
communication just in case.
yeah,
To where if
You
you
gotta have a
feel
little-
something, and that's why I
you
think
could say something.
Yeah, you can say something if you need to say something, and then if
And-
you guys feel that
Yeah.
that is something that should be addressed, then you can address that because
Yeah.
that is your
100%.
There are things objectively that a photographer does. that
Yeah.
You know.
That they'll
like,
do.
no, hold on. You
Yeah.
can't.
Hold on.
Mhm.
So no matter what your mental state is, you know damn well you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we address it as best we can.
Yeah,
Any chance that we get.
when there's enough people who have like enough models who have like shown their discomfort, it like like one off, okay, like oh yeah, keep an eye on, but then after like a decent amount, like no, like
There's no need for more chances
Yeah.
for them to be
Yeah.
weird.
I would also love to
That's when we
see
say fuck 'em.
Yeah,
more
fuck 'em.
photographers.
For sure.
We do have a zero tolerance. So that
But we also recognize that there are individuals who may not understand social cues.
I feel like,
and, you know, especially if that's your first time, and you genuinely didn't. I mean, this is stupid, but you genuinely don't know that like you shouldn't say certain things to someone.
I don't believe that either. There are some things that you shouldn't do regardless. There are some things that is like that's done and that's it.
Should be reported to you guys so you can keep an eye on that, because at the end of the day, you guys are going to be the ones keeping track of
like,
it.
I understand someone hyping someone up and saying like, oh wow, you're so like whatever, and like they didn't realize that hyping them up was like not okay. Like, and then I mean, as a model, then you can let them know like, hey, please don't talk to me like that. Like, I get it, you probably didn't mean anything by
don't
it.
talk to anyone that way because it does make us uncomfortable.
Exactly. Like,
hopefully they'll resonate.
Again, all about respecting communication.
And I would also love to see more photographers kind of take the stance that a lot of y'all have, where it's like keeping other photographers accountable. I don't know how much that actually happens at these meets, but I would love to like see. I genuinely believe a lot of the photographers that come to these are great.
Or else it wouldn't be going on for so long.
Like,
it's our 8-year anniversary.
And it's 8 years for a reason.
Wow, that's so crazy. 8 years is a long time.
Honestly, there's more positivity in my opinion.
We're here talking about it because we love Street Meet.
Because we love Street Meet. We want to see it become a safer place.
And truth be told, when Street Meet started, models were not part of the original equation. It was literally, like you said earlier, a bunch of dudes getting together for street photography. And
dudes being bros.
And then a model was like, I'm gonna fucking come up. I got 22 photographers, it's just me.
I'm gonna look good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get one photo, as long as they show up.
Shout out to the model.
And I want to say this on camera, from behind the camera. I want to shout out Sara with the H for bringing this to our attention.
Thank you, girl.
Because again, this is out of our original purview of what we wanted to do, and given that so many models come to Street Meet either for the first time or for networking, we are now responsible for your safety. And for
100%.
positive experiences, and we can't speak to it the way all of you can. So, Sara with the H.
Shout out Sara.
I'm honestly so excited that we get the chance to do this, because like people that have talked to me know that I am really passionate about model safety and just creating a safer community. And so I'm so grateful to have this platform. So before we wrap up, is there any like final thoughts that any of you had, anything that didn't get said before?
I guess my final thought would just be, it is, like I've been saying the whole time, it is a photo meet for creatives to come together and create. That's it. There is no need to stress. There's no need to fuss about anything. There is no need to be angry or mad. Just be respectful in your communication with everybody involved and have a good time. That's it. That's literally all it's for.
What else? I just like want to say that I really do appreciate the Street Meet and like being here to talk about this, because it is really important that new models know and photographers know, because some just might not like, you know, have that understanding, and like this is really great to just, you know, like shed some light on like what we deal with. And again, like I love these events and I want to keep going to them, so I feel like this is a great way to like make them even better.
And I meant to say this earlier, I totally forgot this. So I was just in New York for Fashion Week, and we were doing a shoot for an LA-based designer, Broccoli Tree. And one of the women there, who was a photographer, looked so familiar. And I was like, who is this girl? And she came up to me after. She's like, you're Scout on Instagram. And I was like, yeah, who are you? And I was like, oh my God, I met you at a Street Meet like 2 years ago. And here we are shooting in New York together, right? As two professionals. I was like, holy shit, like that is so cool. I'm so sorry that I'm blanking on your Instagram right now, but you were so wonderful. And it's just one of those things where it's like, respect each other, respect each other's time, grow together. Your creative's in the same place. You're there for a reason. Just make magic. Have fun and make magic, because you never know where it's gonna end up.
You never know. I was actually just watching the new season of Next in Fashion, and there was a Washington D.C. fashion designer, and I saw all the photos of his fashion design. I was like looking for the style. I was like, do I know the photographer? Do I know the model? Do I know the photographer? Do I know the model? You never know.
You never know.
And y'all said that you've been doing this for 8 years now? Well, I do want to shout out you guys, the Street behind the
Happy
scenes.
anniversary.
I have never heard anything bad about y'all. I've never had a bad experience. Y'all are the most respectful, coolest.
Thank God.
Fucking people love to talk shit.
Exactly. Like, if anything, you guys are on our side. No, but for real. No, but for real, y'all have always been really real, which appreciate.
I definitely feel like I wouldn't have like the opportunities that I've had without the street meets and like getting the photos and everything. It's been really awesome.
Get the photos.
Yeah.
Get the photos. Send people photos. Send people photos. Send people photos. If you don't have the photos, say you don't have the photos. That's also okay.
That is.
There you go.
I took really bad photos. I'm not
That's
giving them
okay.
to you.
That's
Alright,
okay.
thanks for
Okay.
communicating that.
That's okay.
All right.
Anything to close out, Sarah?
I honestly think that they have all just perfectly encapsulated all that I had to say.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
so grateful that all of you could join me in this discussion. I feel like it was really useful, and I feel like this was exactly what I had in my mind that I really wanted to achieve with this discussion, to get all this information out for all the photographers and models and other people hosting photo meets. So thank you all so much for taking this time out of your day. Thank you to my Street Meet crew. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much for giving us this platform and allowing me to kind of bring my vision to life here. And thank you to all of the photographers and models and the community that makes Street Meet and other photo meets what they are. Like, thank you for taking the time to watch this and to learn from us and to take our perspective. And I genuinely hope that we can all create a better, safer, more successful, creative community together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.